Smile. Hey, everybody. I'm Shanya Forston, the co-founder here at Forston Consultants, and we want to welcome you to another evening of hanging out with Derek and I in our ILF 101, whatever you want to call it. Forston Consultants.
They said
Listen,
101.
I did. I said
You
101.
renaming this
I am the podcast.
The podcast?
I try to listen. I'll remix anything. Derek will tell you.
Well, just in case if you didn't catch what Shay said, welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. I'm your host, Mr. Derek Forston. See how smooth that came out? That's why they kind of let me lead it.
Right.
And I'm your new big brother. So if you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place. If you always want to help people, you like community, and most important for a lot of people that's been finding us, you tired of your current job. Absolutely. You don't really like your co-workers. And some of y'all just quite frankly feel like you've been called to something that's more and greater. Put a number 1 in the chat if that's already fitting you. I've been with you less than 2 minutes. But if you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're kind of tired of your job, don't really care for your co-workers, you believe God has called you to something greater. Put a number 1 in the chat if that fits you and your family.
Derek, how you in other words, you saying my intro was raggedy?
It was a little rough. It was a little shaky. You know. It was. I think I broke it down pretty cool. Share if they love God, if they love people, and you've been trying to get into real estate. That's your new sister, because she do it from a nonprofit standpoint. Now, never mind how her intro was. I usually handle that. Shay does what I do from a nonprofit standpoint. And if you're new to us, you're going to notice that we joke and we tease each other all the time. All day long. If you get nothing else from this show, because we do joke and laugh, and we have a great time here. Yeah. We do love God. I really mean that. We generally love people. And God was genius enough to show us that we could do it all mixed together in real estate. And we call it ministry. So lucky for us, my wife, I married a really great lady, y'all, and she encouraged me to trademark it many years ago. So we trademarked the independent living facility model. And again, that's just an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So these are not group homes. These are not IDDs. Sometimes I even forget what that even stands for, but it's a licensed group home. We're not ALFs. That whole intellectually disabled, like there's a space for that. But the ILF model is known as the right now model. There's no permission I got to ask from nobody. There's no zoning that goes into it. I don't need staff because the people I serve are completely independent, right? I do not give out medications. A lot of nurses are finding us now. I love it.
And case manager.
Put a number 3 in the chat if you either a nurse or a case manager or a social worker. A lot of you guys are finding us, and y'all are just like me. So for many years, 9 years, y'all, I used to be a social worker, begging God like y'all to change my life, and bam, I ran into this thing. And now Shay and I go all over the world sharing it. So Shay, before we get even too deep, tell the people, how did you get into the nonprofit side of it? Why did you decide to go nonprofit and I'm for profit? And we're in Orlando, Florida, but our coaching works in all 50 states. Tell them why you decided to go nonprofit.
Honestly, it was a bigger vision and goal, right? The vision was to be able to have a central hub of a nonprofit to associate or connect with the ILF coaching that we do. So that we're able to kind of lend a hand to other ILF owners and operators in the community that we serve. Like prime example, we do Thanksgiving meals. We give out meals to other ILF owner and operators during the Thanksgiving holiday. We're able to add and help them with toiletries and stuff like that for their ILF. So there's certain aspects of what I wanted to implement that was better to be done under a nonprofit. It was just, it made better sense.
Right.
And then the other thing was, because you already had a LLC or a for-profit entity, I wanted to make sure that we could balance the scales when it came to financial contributions from the for-profit and helping to sustain the nonprofit. So it was a lot of big grandiose ideas went into it. But like I tell anybody, slowly but surely, I'm seeing all of those things come into fruition. Every year we're adding something new in regards to like what we can do in the community. We're making new relationships and connections. So it's always something developing within my nonprofit or within the nonprofit, because it does not belong to me. Bad habit of saying my nonprofit, because it does not belong to Shanya Shea at all. But it's one of those things that you kind of grow and develop, and you can make a bigger impact in the community. And you really structure programs and resources around the community that you serve. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do that, because I wanted to make a larger impact in the community, and also our ILF community as well. So,
and I hope that gentleman that asked that question earlier in our ILF Academy group, I hope he heard that, because he was like, guys, I'm in the $5 group that you guys got. I'm loving it. But I'm trying to decide, should I go LLC or nonprofit?
Right. I saw that.
For-profit or nonprofit. Yeah. So I hope you heard what Shay just said, because she gave some major key points. If you're taking notes tonight, like, what is the difference, and why would you want to be nonprofit versus for-profit?
Yeah,
I'm really honest, and I didn't want to be that once I found out. Like, and again, I started many years ago, guys. So I'll admit I didn't have a lot of knowledge of it, didn't have a bunch of money, and I heard that I couldn't spend the money the way I wanted to. I heard that I couldn't make all of the decisions.
Sure,
I didn't like that.
You sure can't.
So some of y'all are like me, and you're like, no, Derek, I want to run my business how I want to. I don't want to answer to nobody. I don't want no board. In fact, put a number 7 in the chat and just be honest. How many of you all are like me after hearing that small explanation? Because if you missed that one episode where Shay and I went to blows right on camera,
we sure did.
And we went back and forth about, should you be non-profit or for-profit? Lucky for y'all, we're both.
Yeah.
So when you want to learn this, if you want to go nonprofit to fall under my coaching, you're going to talk to a lot to Shay when it comes to that part of the aspect of the nonprofit. Now, your bottom line coaching going to still come from me, but all that nonprofit stuff and building your board and your 990s and all of that stuff I don't understand. And look at all of these 7s in the chat. Billy Johnson, Jermaine, Antoinette, Miss Viola. LaShonda says she just like me. Derek, I want to be able to call the shots, spend the money how I want to, and don't got to ask nobody. So Shay, go a little deeper in there, because I'm glad that we landed there. Go any direction that you want.
Well, the first thing I want to talk about too is business, right? Because I think a lot of people have a misconception or misunderstanding of, yes, because you're LLC or for-profit, you get to kind of utilize your funds the way you want to, but there's also an appropriate manner in which to do so, right? The best way, especially when you're starting a business, you want to make sure that you allocate your owner's payout. What is going to be your paycheck from your business? And you want to make sure that that's done consistently. So talk to your tax professional, talk to your accountant to help you make those decisions, but to help you make those decisions, especially once you start having a good profitable income that comes through that business. Now, when it comes to me as the nonprofit, the 501c3, I put in a request to my board. Like prime example, I have never, and my accountant pushed me last year, and the accountant is actually the treasurer on my nonprofit. So she was really advocating for me to submit a document to the board of directors to start taking a paycheck from the nonprofit. I still have yet to do that, because I want to see the Angela Denise Foundation a little bit more stable financially. It is stable because my ILF is the primary income source for the nonprofit. So that's a profitable portion of my nonprofit. Bet you didn't think a nonprofit could have profit, but it can.
That's often
a misconception. Yeah. So a lot of times I want to see it grow a little bit more before I dive in and take that leap into taking an income for myself out of the nonprofit. So I did not do that, but that is a step in how I am able to obtain income or a paycheck from my nonprofit. But remember, it's a paycheck to me, so it's going to be taxable income to me, right? And I'm not ready to expand my net income with that income from the nonprofit, because we're doing some other things in the background, and that may kind of not hurt, but I don't want it to impact some of the growth situations that we've got going on. So just know that there's ways to do all of that. So yes, I can make an income from my nonprofit as a hired staff member or a hired board member, a paid board member. And Derek can take money out of his LLC whenever he wants to. I can't. I can't.
Yeah,
everybody got to come to
all that, y'all.
Comes to a vote. There's a whole bunch of conversations that need, well, not a whole bunch, but you know, if you have a good board of directors, it's very easy to make those decisions because they already know that you're not gonna be out there messing up the money or doing anything stupid. They have buy-in. They trust your decision. They trust my decision making skills, and they know that I'm not gonna, you know, cause the nonprofit to go belly up, right? So that's one thing. The other thing, Derek, about the nonprofit that differs from the for-profit is the structure and the setup. A lot of people don't realize how much goes into it and how much time it takes, right? You can set up your entity, but then there's a whole nother step that you have to take. And a lot of people don't know the verbiage, the language, the information that's going on, you know, that you need to know before you go nonprofit. So I created a course that's called Know Before You Go Nonprofit. If you're interested, you can text NPO to 407-326-0086. Fun fact, we're in the process of putting together the workbook that goes alongside of the course. So it's not just me giving you modules to look at. I've already created, I've written it already. My team is putting it together, and it'll be going out for copywriting, I think within the next 2 weeks. And then that, for everybody who has already purchased the Know Before You Go course, will also get the ebook workbook that goes along with it. So if you're interested, you can always text NPO to 407-326-0086 to Know Before You Go Nonprofit. But Derek, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, tonight's topic is actually what is our biggest problem in the community. So I want to go into that, but even before we jump into that, I want to say just welcome to a lot of people, man. Thank you to all the folks that are just always here, and thank you to all of the new people that just like recently found us. Some of you guys literally found me an hour ago.
Welcome.
So type in the chat the word new if you're new to us, because I love to always kind of give a beginning of where all of this came from. Now tonight, obviously, we just jumped right into it. Like we're only 13 minutes into it, and some of y'all are thinking, man, should I go nonprofit or for profit? Shay just dropped a lot of gems on the advantage of, and some of y'all said, man, I'm still like Derek, though. I want to be able to kind of still control everything. But watch this. Before you make your final decision, I like what somebody else also said in that chat. Maybe one day get both. And when Shay and I went blow to blow that day on camera with y'all, we kind of still said at the end, or at least I did, I said, start your ILF first as you build the nonprofit in the background so that you eventually end up with them both. This one, I ain't gonna point fingers, still didn't really agree with that, but that was my opinion. So can 5 of y'all just put in the chat after hearing that last 4 minutes of conversation? And even if you changed your mind, let me know in the chat. I want to know if you're new to me, because I want to show you a bunch of stuff. But let me know in the chat, would you go nonprofit or for-profit just for being with Shay and I less than 14 minutes? And Shay, look at all the news in the chat, first of all.
I'm looking at it.
Miss Ellen said that this is only her first time. So me and LaShonda, I'm her big brother now. The Gales family's here. Go vegan with Venus. Venus, I'm your new big brother now. Anthony, I'm your new big brother. And the cool part about it, no matter the age. So if you 29 or 89, I'm the big brother. So when it comes to this, now if you cook a better red velvet cake than me, then you're gonna be the big sister. But when we're talking ILFs and real estate and shared housing, I prefer to be the big brother. So thank you to all of the new people, and watch me do a skill, all of my new people, that my older people used to pick on me about. Only one person in this whole chat, in this whole chat, gonna give me credit, and that's Tia Johnson.
I'm a pick on
Tia.
Jermaine.
Can you wave at the people and tell these people that what I'm getting ready to do usually take me 2 hours? I'm gonna do this in under 2 minutes and 19 seconds because I just want to show my new people also, according to the topic, what is our biggest problem in this community? I don't care where you live at. I'm finna get ready to show y'all what's the biggest problem in terms of what we do. So because I'm y'all new big brother and you have no reason to trust me yet, I'm going to bring up some stuff that I just want to share with you all, right? So as a social worker many years ago, and I'm going to just give a disclaimer to Jermaine because Jermaine going to pick on me. Jermaine, since it's so many new people, Jermaine, can I get 3 more minutes, bro?
Tell them 3.
Only Jermaine is allowed to answer that. Because I want to make sure LaShonda and my new people, Miss Cynthia, them get it, Jermaine. Cynthia be mad at me if I don't break it all the way down.
Well, let's go. You messing up your time.
Watch this, y'all. When I first got into this, y'all, what y'all don't know, I used to be a social worker 9 years, begging God to change my life, just like most of y'all, right? As the social worker, God allowed me, because I think God showed it to me. God allowed me to see a lady living my dream, doing exactly what I'm going to show y'all tonight. But y'all, she was doing it in rats and roaches. And because I knew most of y'all wouldn't go believe me, I took pictures of it. So I'm going to skip real fast past what's an ILF. I told you that. It's a shared environment for adults, right? Not the boyfriend and girlfriend, not husband and wife. I'm a coach some too, Jermaine, so bear with me. Not the baby mama and a lady pregnant with 3 kids and a boyfriend, 2 pit bulls and 3 puppies. This is for the single individual male or the single individual female. There were no children involved in this. Along the way, this woman was so smart. She said, babe, you look like you may be on to something. Let's trademark it. Many years ago, we trademarked it, but never mind that for now. This is me as y'all big brother trying to figure it out at my desk at work, right? But this is what I saw. And this is what I'm going to get fast at, sis. This is what I saw. The same lady that I saw making 41 grand a month. I ain't even got there yet. God allowed me to see a lady making 41 grand a month every 30 days, not a year. Some of you gonna think I said a year because I stutter. Sometimes I talk fast and I stutter, y'all, but bear with me. Look at this burnt up kitchen and the beds on the ground. And because I just knew y'all wasn't gonna believe me, I said one day when I tell this story, I gotta show people. Look at the beds on the ground. Look at the TV and the fan sitting on the banana box. And I often say this jokingly, but I'm serious. If you don't got your glasses on tonight, those are cinder blocks that are holding that bed up. The devil is a liar that we're going to ask God to change our life and give us all these riches and for us to help people, and we do it the wrong way. So y'all, really quickly, I'm no genius. I'm no pastor, bishop, or priest, none of that stuff. I just got a big heart for people. That's why I became a social worker. Thank God again for this woman, my wife, who tricked me to go to school. We drove to the school and she said, Derek, let's just go see what the school got. Guys, by the time I got back in the car, I said, babe, did that lady say I start next week?
Pretty much.
4 years later, I walk across the stage in Jacksonville, Florida, come back around again, and graduate. End up with this job as a social worker to run into this. And my whole life, I say, God, I want to help people. God, I want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. And I say, everybody that I know, God, that's involved with being wealthy and like doing good in life, they're involved in real estate.
Some form of real estate.
Some form of real estate. And basically God said, but he didn't say it like this, but Derek, wake up, bro, dummy. I put you in the middle of the thing you've been begging me for. You just got to open your eyes to see it. How many of y'all have been around something that you kind of been praying for, but didn't kind of realize it till it hit you in the face? I'm that for most of y'all tonight. Because your prayer and my prayer merged together, you've been praying to get into something just like this. I pray every day for great people like y'all that won't treat people like what you see on this screen. This woman made $41,000 a month. And Jermaine, I'm getting ready to end this story. And Jermaine gonna still give me credit because in the old day, I still be going. Watch this. How many of y'all, if you made 41 grand a month, that'll change your life just a little bit? Put an 8 in the chat. If you say, Derek, bro, we've been here less than 19 minutes according to my clock. And do you agree if you made 41 grand every 30 days of your life, would that change your life a little bit?
Oh, 100%.
And I'll check the chat here in a minute.
100%.
But one thing we will not do under my coaching, under my tutelage, under my voice, we can't do it this way, y'all. It's a bunch of ways to make money, but one thing we ain't gonna do is do it like this. And when I saw a lady making 41 grand a month, and I was making 28 grand a year as a social worker, I saw a lady here right now that said that she's a psych nurse. Ma'am, I work with people like you every day at the treatment table, right? And 9 years, I said, Derek, what are you doing? And when that lady told me as I'm ending this story, she said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this. She said, but let me show you what I make doing it. To this day, Anderson family, Miss Cynthia, Miss Tina, the Clark family, Miss Rhonda, I have no clue why she did that. She went boop, 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 boop. And she scrolled month for month for month. I'll never forget. It was a Chase Bank app. Shay got tired of me coming home talking about it and said, boy, is you going to do something about it, or you just going to keep complaining about what the lady doing with the rats and roaches? And so to speak, y'all, Shay jacked me up in a good way and said, Derek, like, you got to put pen to paper, and we got to put your mouth to actions. So as I end this story, I saw a lady doing this the wrong way, y'all. And I said, God Almighty, if you let me get into this and it changed my life, I'll go all over the world sharing it, and I'll never take any credit. Now, that's a 2-hour story that I probably did in 5 minutes, but simply one more time, if you love God, love people, you've been trying to get into real estate, this is it. This is not a group home where it requires a license and a $30,000 sprinkler system. And if you allow me to tie this into the title, this is the biggest problem in your city. It's people already doing this, and it looked like this.
Correct.
So when we got into it and just sprinkled up what I'm going to call the love of God, which is just a clean mattress, get the dadgum mattress off the floor.
Let's get it off the floor.
Like this ain't rocket science, y'all. I'm a guy and I make these places look good. Most of y'all are women. You gonna outdo me in the look of it. But my rules are no roaches, no rats. And what if the roaches and the rats come? As long as we do pest control and get rid of it. This woman told me, Derek, they either sleep in these roaches and these rats, or they can go outside. It don't make a difference to me. And y'all, that broke my heart. So I tell people all the time, if that don't break your heart, you on the wrong YouTube channel. If you can watch somebody make 41 grand a month doing it the wrong way, and it don't bother you, you on the wrong channel. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back and answer a bunch of questions. I'm going to go a little bit deeper, but just to tie this to the title, that's the biggest problem in most of our cities. People don't have the coaching. They don't know what they're doing. And most of them start out with a great heart. But when you fall under the pressures of not knowing what you're doing, it can look like what you just saw.
That's good.
Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these two words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go.
All right, we're back.
All right, we are back, and thank y'all so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Y'all got a bunch of choices of where you could be, but y'all chose to be here, and we appreciate that. So, Shay, I'm going to let you have it and go anywhere you want. I want to read the chat and just kind of see what people were saying as I was speaking. Shay, you can go anywhere you want.
I want you to go back to what you said, because you said the challenges of running this business can cause the aesthetic to go downward, right? I love what Jermaine just talked about. He said, we just did preventable pest control yesterday.
What's the main word in that sentence?
Preventable.
Can you say it louder for the people in the back?
Preventable.
Yeah.
So there was no rats. There was no roaches. There was nothing happening. It's just getting it set up so that it does not happen. But Derek, I want you to talk a little bit about how it can turn left quickly. Yeah. If you don't pay attention, because a lot of people, we talked to a couple of family members last week, it was Monday, last week, about the assumption of a passive income business, right? And a lot of people think that this is passive, and it's not. It can be semi-passive, meaning that you don't have to put so much energy into or blood, sweat, and tears into once it's established. But you do still have to be a presence in that house. How do you know if there's pest control needed? A lot of times people don't realize that the population that we serve don't realize that you would make a change about something that's going downhill or or messed up, or there's pests, or there's, there's bugs, there's, something's not working. They're not used to people taking care of the property or the premises to where they're not going to be so quick to call you and be like, hey, Derek, saw a mouse yesterday. Can you come by, or can you get pest control? Or, hey, Shay, I think we may have a bed bug issue. Can you come and check? Right? A lot of them will not be forthcoming about that, because they've never been treated the way you're going to get in this space and treat them with dignity, with a sense of, you hear them when something goes wrong or something is happening in the house that needs fixing. And that's one of the areas that separated Derek and I from the young lady with the rats and roaches. So to talk about that a little bit, talk about some of the things from your perspective that have caused deterioration in an ILF.
The biggest part is just people getting into it, and not that they're like going into it maliciously, if that's a word, because my tongue get tied. Yeah. They just don't know what they're doing. And guys, I was kind of like that. Yeah. So I made the Channel 8 news. I went through a $40,000 lawsuit, but it wasn't because I was housing people in rats and roaches. I'm just honest enough to tell you guys, like most coaches won't. I just didn't know what I was doing. Right? Shay had a corporate America job, doing great in corporate. I left my social work job and went to do this. And in my time, there was no coach or no consultant or people that was teaching this. Now, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, when you turn on this thing, most of them copying me, right? And a lot of them have been through our stuff, and then they go out and try to. But I got snipers, and let me say that, not snipers, but legal team that's looking for that stuff. Yeah. So don't get in trouble with that, and don't be misled by people that don't know what they're doing. But back to your question, a lot of times people get into it with a great heart, but don't know what they're doing. Just like me, moving in the wrong people, the wrong kind of clientele, which again gets you in trouble. Most of them, Shay, don't do an assessment. One of the biggest parts of what we do is asking a certain amount of questions to make sure that everybody's going to be a good fit. Some of y'all, like my wife, would call this a process. Guys, I didn't have a process when I started. Whoever would call that phone, I moved them in. That was the dumbest thing I could ever do. I learned that lesson. Today, I'd rather have an empty bed, Shay, than to bring in Tyrone, and he's an absolute knucklehead.
Yeah.
Makes sense, everybody? And if you're in real estate, put a number 4 in the chat if that makes sense. You or where my ILF people at? I coach a bunch of y'all in here. Katara Johnson, tell me how much you rather an empty bed versus a knucklehead that gonna cause you so much trouble for you to lose your greatest guys you got in that place.
Yeah, and people don't realize that. It's so important to make sure that you're doing that you have procedures in place. And the reason being is because it helps to weed out those that are not going to fit the model. And by that, meaning people that don't see or have the capacity to re-enter community, to re-enter society stable-minded, with the ambition to do better for themselves. And what that ends up doing is it deteriorates what you've already created in the space. Just like any other piece of real estate, right? A landlord does an application process. So why don't we have things in place to help us make the right decisions for safety matters, to make sure that you're bringing in somebody that's not super aggressive and that's going to cause hurt or harm or danger to yourself, to other residents. Like, those are the things you have to take into account when you're doing this business. It's possible, but when you put in the right safeguards to help you to figure those things out, or to see it, to spot those things, it helps you to, have that communal home type feeling where everybody gets along. Of course, there's going to be some disagreements. There's going to be some, altercations, more so verbal than it is physical. And again, you just set up that atmosphere for people to grow, be safe, be comfortable, and be able to re-enter into community. So,
and again, one more time, too, I want to just show this picture one more time. You know what made this lady so successful in my city, guys, many years ago? And if you just joined us, I'm showing some really bad pictures of conditions that we do not house people in. Shay's got a whole quote for it. But if I can give that lady that what I believed in my heart mistreated people only for financial gain, know what was her greatest asset? She was always available.
Yeah.
When I was that social worker calling all of these people, nobody would answer their phones. This lady always answered. So Shay says your best ability is your availability.
Yeah.
And that's
Jermaine
another thing, Shay, that's a big problem in this community. Talk to 10 social workers and ask them the same problem and find out their top 3 answers. This is one that's going to be in it. Nobody's available.
Yeah.
So even when I was a social worker for 9 years, I didn't know this lady had rats and roaches. I took one Saturday and said, you know what? She don't want to teach me. Let me go see what it looked like.
And that's the thing.
Oh my God.
Right. It wasn't no open house. She didn't invite the case manager, social worker,
snuck in that place.
Discharge planners to an open house. Open house. Right.
Please come and see what it
looks like. And that's another thing I encourage as well. If you have a case manager that's working with a resident, that case manager, as long as I'm told when that case manager visits, on what days particularly, I'm aware of that. My team is aware of that. We're not seeing no shady business on the camera system. We're good to go. Because it helps to stabilize that client, that resident. And if I remove them from the access that they need to better themselves, to have that roadmap, that guidance, their compass, as you call them, to help facilitate their journey in life, then I'm doing a disservice to that resident. So the goal, a lot of people don't, and that's another thing we've noticed, a lot of people won't allow case managers, social workers to come in and render services. That is a necessity for me, because that shows me the accountability of the client. They're being consistent with their follow-up, their aftercare. The case manager is going to be able to render those services in a safe, clean environment. My houses all have an area where they can go and provide services, where they can meet with their residents, where they can have those conversations. So again, it's having that opportunity to give people access to what they need, and not you being the one to provide it, right? I'm not a case manager. I'm not a social worker. I don't provide those services. All I provide is a safe, clean, affordable place for them to stay. So let's go to the chat, guys.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, and if you're on TikTok, Pretty House Guy, what's going on, big bro? Everybody come over to the YouTube channel. If you're somewhere where you're podcasting and you can only hear us, please come to the YouTube channel. That's where everybody is, and I can read and see your questions. Shay, back on you.
I love this. So Bardell says it can also give the landlord a different perspective if the police has to be called or the neighbors complain. 100%.
Yeah.
That is why, and that's
all
again,
that happened to me in the beginning.
Yeah, it's the
I didn't know what I was doing.
It's having the, that assessment is key. And a lot of people, what I love so much about having Derek, and I'm not just saying this because he's my husband, I'm saying this because I had no knowledge of this space until I got in this space. Derek told you I worked in corporate America. I had in the healthcare, I'm gonna say healthcare America. And I had a pretty decent paying gig. It was more career driven than job. So it was crazy when I left that space to come into a space that I knew nothing about. I was the go-to in my space that I was in. And now I come to this space and I had to rely solely on Derek to get that understanding, to get that knowledge of how to effectively do this business. Because I did not understand. Now the business aspect of it, all day. You can put me in any niche, any business, and I can give you a process. Like I can help you create processes. I can help you to re-identify strategies and stuff like that. But when it came to this niche, I didn't know the working process of it, right? I didn't know how to work the business. And that's what he helped teach me. One of the things that I really relied heavily on with Derek is medication. Knowing how to assess a client, not only by what they told me, but also by the medications they took. Derek had the privilege and honor of working with one of the best. What was he? A psychiatrist?
Yep. Dr. Spicer.
Yep.
Shout out to Dr. Spicer. Yep.
And Derek learned so much, and I'm able to absorb the information that he was taught from that individual, from that doctor, and it works. I can say, hey, Derek, I've got this client, check this. I did this assessment. Can you take a look at this for me and see, one of these medications gives me a little bit of the itchies, and I want to make sure that this is the right person. And Derek could then look at that medication and say, oh, did you ask this question? Did you see when was the last time they were violent?
According to their medications, guys, like we can almost tell what their behavior is going to be. So if you're a nurse or you're a psychiatric nurse and you're in here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If I start seeing those heavy hitters like lithium, right, at a certain dose. Nothing wrong with lithium, but if it's at a certain dose 3 times a day, this guy may be a little bit off the chain. So we know, and that's where the advantage comes from, guys. I've been on both sides of this. I was a social worker for 9 years that sat under the best doctor to do it ever. So it was like being in, like, I'll call it psych school for 9 years, right? Med school. So we understand the medications also a lot better than most people.
Correct.
So if you are under my coaching, like a lot of you guys are, and you call me with Mr. Jerome Thomas, and you give me his psychosocial, which means his entire background. So if you're taking notes tonight, you say, well, Derek, how do we get all of this information about the guy?
That goes to the next question.
The social work is going to give me that. And I'm going to ask for something that, or excuse me, they're going to ask me for an ROI, release of information, which means that the social worker or the nurse has the right to give me all Jerome's information so that I can make a sound decision. That's where, again,
I want to sit here for a second
because they don't know that.
Let's sit here for a second because Antonia asked the question, and she says, will a CW or an SW tell you if a potential tenant could be a problem? The goal is for you to, I say, do 2 assessments: assess the case manager, so social worker, and then assess the resident, right? Again, request that psychosocial. If they are, remember, this is why it's so important to have this set up. You have to have it set up as a business, and you have to have policies and procedures in place, because you are now a part of that person's chain of custody, in so many words, in regards to their discharge plan. You're written into their discharge plan. So you don't want that discharge plan to say, sent them to this housing program named Sharon's house, and it's just Sharon's running a house. They ain't gonna do that. So that's one. So when you request the psychosocial, they know that it's a viable entity that is getting the information, and that you're not going to squander that information. And if anything does happen, they can come back and follow you for that information. But again, definitely ask for a psychosocial. Have a conversation with the case manager. They'll tell you what they can and can't say. And if you see that there's some roadblocks there, you want to request that. The potential client is going to also have to opt in for that as well. And if that client says, no, I don't want them to have access to that, then that's not a client you'll immediately say yes to, because there's something that they're trying to hide
lose his opportunity in that interview. So
correct. He's going to lose that. Like Derek said, he's going to lose the opportunity for an interview, because you're using that as the application before they come in for the interview. Right. So yeah, just know that you will have case managers that will do what Derek calls work a client up to present very well, excuse me, on that interview. And then you get them, and it's like night and day. I don't know if I told this story at all in the past year and a half, but I remember one time I did an assessment, and this resident was coming to me from about 3 hours away. That should have been a flashing red light. For one, you know exactly who I'm talking about. They worked her up, and they had her so heavily medicated on her interview with me that I did the interview the first time. I told them I need to, I said, well, let me run this by my board of directors, because remember, I'm a nonprofit, so sometimes I don't make decisions on my own. I'll bring it before my board or my director right here. And it was very interesting. So I said, well, I called the case manager back about 2 days later, and I said, hey, can we, because I knew her discharge date was at the end of the week. So I had about 7 or 8. I had 7 days to work with, a full 7 days. So I told the case manager, let me have this conversation. Let me follow up with you. So I didn't feel at ease. So I had another meeting with the potential resident again. So they didn't have that time to kind of sauce her up so that she spoke well or articulated well, but she was still good. She was still pretty good. She spoke with a perkiness. Her answers to my questions were a lot clearer and cleaner. I was able to gather a lot more information on that second assessment. And I told Derek heard parts of it, and I made the decision to bring her in. Y'all, She came in that was like 4 days later, because she was discharging. They drove her to the house, and I said, well, Derek, I'm going to be there. And Derek and I were there, and y'all, she could barely get out of the car. She was very, what's the word? She wasn't very graceful on her feet. She looked like she was she was so heavily medicated. She looked like she was kind of inebriated. And not only that, it was bad. So bad that I had to think about, what am I going to do within the next 24 hours? Because this is not going to work. I immediately knew, and this is what they consider, they call it a dump. So the case manager, the team, they juice this resident up so good that they present well, no matter how many times you meet with them. When they juiced her up so good when she got to me that she was not useful to herself. So bad, so that I got a phone call the next morning from her roommate. And we had to go back to the house in the wee hours of the morning, because she went into the tub, and it's a soaker tub. She got stuck in the soaker tub. Nobody could get her out, and she was in there for about 7 hours. She not drowned or nothing like that, but she was in the tub for about 7 hours. Water's ice cold, and she was just so loosey-goosey, and she was a fluffy young lady. So we couldn't get her out of the tub. And so, long story short, had to go through a whole process for that. And I'll talk to the ILF Mastery Blueprint people about what that looked like. But technically, they hosed me. I mean, jump in there at any point in that. Like, they really messed me up with that resident. But my due diligence, had I known better, I wouldn't have allowed just a phone call. I would have made them do a Zoom, because they were coming from so far away. Yeah. I would have asked the question, because I know for a fact that there's other housing providers in that area, because we've trained a lot of them. So why did they bypass them? There was a lot of questions in that process that I would have reassessed. I would have went back in line.
So here's a gem, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys get a phone call from a place that's really far away, Shay opened up with that. That should be a red flag. So just prime example. I live in Orlando, Florida. If we get a call from Miami, which is 4 hours away, that's a red flag. Yeah. You pass 20,000 places before you get to me in terms of where she could live. Yeah. Why am I the choice?
Yeah.
So that's a red flag. So quite frankly, you all, some of the bumps and bruises, you're just going to have to learn along the way, right? Sometimes, like, she's got a whole nother story. I said, Shay, let's not take that one. Her heart was more into it than the coaching, which can never happen.
I thought I could fix somebody.
Heart override the coaching, because you're going to make a mistake.
Well, you see, but I
still believe that most of y'all just need to go through it just to feel it and see it, so that you can also learn from it. I tell you guys all the time, right? I'm one of the best in the business at this shared housing model, especially ILF. We created that, right? But guess who's going to coach you better than me?
Oh, Lord.
It's going to be these tenants that you're housing, because all of these people are different backgrounds, different makeups. They growed up different, and now they're living with completely different people, right? So needless to say, again, one of the biggest things that we do is an assessment, which is a series of questions that allows us to make a sound decision.
Correct.
Right? So I hope that makes sense to everybody.
And the reason why I shared that story, just to inform you of that, is because I want you to see how sometimes a case manager or social worker, remember, they're tied to a clock. They've got a discharge plan, and they've got parameters that they have to meet, but they cannot discharge this individual to the streets. So again, some of them may do exactly what was done to me. They worked and juiced this person up on medication so heavily that I couldn't get an accurate assessment. So that's why I say all the time, if you have the ability to go in person or via Zoom, make sure that you're gaining the answers to your questions. And that way you're making a great sound decision for the individual you're bringing in. For me, that was a safety concern for me. Right. So I haven't accepted another resident from that organization. And I pretty much told them that my students are our coaching clients, because of that incident, that we fired
a place or two. that will send us people like that, because we are real stringent about telling them that we're independent living.
Correct.
This is not a hospital. We don't care for people. We don't feed people. So if you're taking notes today, this will get you in trouble. Feeding people, giving out medications, and driving people around. Those are the three things that make an independent living facility separate from a group home, ALF, IDD, any of those licensed things. So if you're somebody that takes notes, say, Derek said the three things that'll get me on the Channel 8 News in a lawsuit and in trouble is if I'm over there cooking and feeding people.
Yeah.
I didn't say that you couldn't go to Walmart.com and order rice and beans and chicken leg quarters and ribs and biscuits and chicken and send it there and they cook it. Right. I didn't say that.
Or treat Popeyes. Treat Popeyes.
But I am not going over there cooking the mac and cheese, the cornbread, and the chicken for them to say, oh, I got sick today. And then try to, right?
Yeah.
So the three things that'll get you in trouble if you're taking notes, we don't feed these people. The whole model is that they're independent, which means for us, they cook their own bologna sandwich. They take their own medications without y'all trying to pretend to be a nurse.
Yeah.
Now, some of you guys are nurses. Great. Now, do we need that skill set?
Not really. Yourself out there.
Because again, if that guy can't take his own medications at the time appointed on that bottle, he's not independent.
No way.
We shouldn't need your nursing skill, Miss Johnson. Like, I'm not asking you to be a nurse, actually. I'm asking you to provide a safe roof over these guys' heads.
That is it.
Keep on the lights and the water. Some of y'all got gas where you live at. I'm in Florida. We don't have gas. But pay that electric bill. Guys, that's it. Your people shouldn't need you beyond that.
Yeah.
And guys, I really mean that. So for my family that just joined us, we're serving independent people in a shared living environment. And I'm answering a bunch of y'all questions all at once because I saw them in the chat. And again, I don't need you to offer any other services. We'll allow the social work to social work. We'll allow the case manager to case manage, which means be a compass to their life.
Yeah.
That's all a social worker and a case manager is. It's a compass for their life of where they're going.
Exactly.
Oh, this is some good coaching. Let the psychiatrist control his mental health.
Yeah.
You control the real estate part where he needs somewhere to live.
Exactly.
I house a lot of people that without my housing, they'll be sleeping outside because he can't afford an apartment. He can't pass a background check. He don't have all the money for a deposit. So when you say, well, Derek, what population is this for? People that can't afford to buy a house, can't get no apartment, can't pass a background check, and don't have 3 times the monthly income. And they're called independent living facilities.
Yeah.
Shared living environment. And next question, yes, start a business. Shay started with that.
Yeah.
Nonprofit or for-profit. Do not do this as a hobby and end up like me again on the Channel 8 News trying to help people. Y'all big brother.
It'll cost you.
Had a big heart, want to help people.
Yeah.
But somebody want to take advantage of you. And I went through a $40,000 lawsuit. I took pictures of that too, because I knew you weren't going to believe me.
Yeah.
It was all on the news. And again, not Derek Forston mistreating people. No, not that one. Just making mistakes. All the things that y'all ain't allowed to do. In fact, most of it is in a book. It's called How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. Yeah. It's my 12 dumbest mistakes I ever made.
Yep.
And not only do I tell you the mistake, which that lawsuit is in that book, I tell you what I should have done and what y'all gonna do now.
I love that.
Did I tell you I'm your new big brother? Congratulations, everybody. So
I want you to talk about zoning because I think that is a huge question.
We get that question a lot.
I know, but it's a lot of misconceptions in the ILF Academy.
Yeah. There is no zoning with what we do.
Correct. So, and then when go ahead.
And if you're worried or concerned about it, guys, I left my full-time job in 2018 to do this full-time. I was even kind of coaching it then when I really know what I was doing. Exactly. Now, my coaching is in 40 states. I coach hundreds of people, and none of us go through zoning. Most of y'all problem is you calling people in your city, just like I did. That was stupid.
Let me show you something. There was actually a response in the ILF Academy, and it was so spot on, Derek. It was so spot on.
About zoning?
Yes. A lot of people go and ask. I wish I would have screenshot it. You know, it's gonna be like finding a needle in the haystack now. But a lot of people go down the rabbit hole of zoning, and what you don't realize is zoning officials are they don't understand the ILF model.
Yeah.
They're going to position you as an ALF or a group home or something that is licensed and structured. Like everybody's talking about, oh, what about a occupancy? What is it? A certificate of occupancy. You don't need it. Single family residents are already certified for what they are, right? So again, don't go. My biggest thing is don't ask for permission. Ask for forgiveness. And I say that loosely because a lot of times people go down the rabbit hole of asking questions. Language is a locator. You're asking the wrong question. You're specifying the wrong things. They don't know. They don't. They are only abreast of licensed housing programs because there are parameters that have to be implemented. If it's an ALF or a group home or APD, only so many can be in a specific area, because they all have to utilize the same emergency services. So they can't have 150 APD houses in one location, and Lord forbid a hurricane or a storm comes through and you've got to use the same emergency services or the same hotels to move the residents. Like all of that stuff is why that is important for that niche. That is not our ministry, right? The 2 heartbeats per room, that is a HUD guideline. So that's your safety net. 2 heartbeats per room. And we're not talking about little cubby holes of rooms where people are sleeping on top of each other. You want to make sure that there's adequate space in those rooms. So I answered that one.
And then Kevin made a pretty good comment. So Kevin, you're like me, big bro. When I first saw this, Kevin put, this is no different from renting a room on Craigslist or Airbnb.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin, guess what? One of the places I post this on. When I first started, most of y'all don't even know this. And thanks to Kevin, y'all gonna hear one of my first clients ever. One of my first clients and people, probably my top 3 people, came from Airbnb.
Yep.
Because what most of y'all don't know, Airbnb has got a section where you can rent the room itself.
Talk about it.
So to make sure I was covering every area of my advertising, I put that joke on Airbnb.
Talk about it.
One of my most successful stories. And if you're from the Orlando area or you know about it, there's a school out here where they teach you how to fix motorcycles and cars, foreign cars. I think it's called CTI or something.
Yeah.
He went to that school for, I think it was 24 months, graduated and stayed in my ILF the whole time.
Correct.
And while he was there, he referred somebody.
Remember, that was during COVID.
But what I want to let Kevin know, the only difference is, though, big bro, we put structure behind it.
Correct.
So when most people hear me talking about this, Kevin, they think I just rent rooms to people and that's it. The devil is a liar.
Mm-hmm.
I got rules and structure that they must follow. Because if they don't, I'll be running a circus show, which is what I did run for my first few months in this. Because I'll admit, y'all, when I first started, I was so eager to get people moved in because I didn't want to pay rent from my pocket.
Yeah.
Which again was kind of dumb. Guys, I would move anybody in that called my phone, and that was a mistake. The ambulance showed up every day. The fire department was there every day. The police showed up every day, and it brought negative attention to me.
Every day.
so guys, 99% of my coaching comes from all the mistakes that I made.
Yeah.
So I messed this up every way imaginable. And I saw it from a lady that made 41 grand a month doing it the wrong way, housing people in roaches. So I just knew once we got it to the point, which is where Shay came in, because I was a hustler. When Shay came into this, Shay brought structure to this.
Yeah.
I was just hustling. Big heart, want to help people, crazy about God, and God crazy about me. And just, how many of y'all just got that grind mode like me, but you don't know the structure of it?
Y'all, he is terrible.
And for most people, like for me, and it's going to be the woman bringing the structure into it. Luckily for me, 98% of y'all that follow us are women. I coach a lot of women.
Yeah.
Men are rare in this, what I do. I can count on my hand right now how many one-on-one guys I'm coaching right now.
Yeah.
Women, all 10 fingers go up.
Times.
You guys have a natural heart for wanting to help people, and y'all are naturally go-getters. Hence the reason she encouraged me to, Derek, what you going to do with your life, bro?
Yeah.
And like Shay was the help to get all of this started. On you, Shay.
So you just mentioned something about processes, and that's the next question. So Jermaine says, Shay, can you talk a bit? Hold on, let me put it up. He says, Shay, can you talk a little bit about having systems in place from the beginning? My favorite, I actually just posted before we went live in the ILF Academy Elite, the importance of that, right? I kind of gave a brief synopsis, and I'll give another brief synopsis here. What you don't want to do is recreate or have something established, and now you have to bring the systems in to kind of fill in the gaps. You want to build, it's foundational. Like, prime example for Derek and I, we started Forston Consultants, I want to say 2 years after building the ILF business, and we started kind of creating the consulting aspect of it. We had no systems in place. We had a Wix website. All of our communication was done through all of these makeshift different platforms that we were tying together, and it became messy, right? We didn't know what a CRM, not didn't know, but we didn't know we could access or have access to a CRM system as a startup. And we didn't realize how important it was for that. And it made us unorganized, and we missed out on a lot of information. So like when we first started consulting, we went from having maybe 50 emails to close to 5,000 within a span of 6 months. Now, when you have that many contacts consuming your inbox, it is difficult to keep a communication train going. It is difficult to start target marketing and remarketing to the target audience when you're working from just your domain-based email. Now, with a CRM system, it allows you to implement processes and procedures. So like prime example for the ILF model, I have different smart list for case managers and social workers. I have a smart list for my residents. So let's say I want to send out mass messaging to my residents. I'm not sifting through a whole bunch of stuff, or nor is my board of directors or any of my other employees looking to kind of communicate with my team. They're able to just go to a list, hit select all, send out a text message or an email. Same thing with case managers and social workers. Not only that, systems play a big role in constant communication, follow-up communication, marketing, being able to, and then also being able to create processes. So like now with the platforms that we use, the systems that we use, we can now remove ourselves from repetitive tasks. So prime example, I have residents that live in my ILF. I don't have to send out the same invoice every week for the weekly payers or every month for the monthly payers. Once I do when I bring them into the home, I immediately set it up, or my VA sets it up before they get to the house, and their recurrent payment goes to their cell phone. They get a text message on that day that they're due to pay. Or we set it up to where they know that there's a automatic withdrawal or deduction from that account on file. Don't have to do it. So systems allows you to do these things. Their move-in packet, all of their documentation, they're able to upload their ID, stuff like that, without me having to do it. It's a system that's set up, an automation that takes place. We hit one button and everything happens. So my process is repeated the same every time with every person. So systems are super important because it helps to set you apart from the individual that's doing this as a hobby. They're not spending the time, the energy, or the efforts to make it more professional. They're doing it as if they only run one house. So that's how I'm gonna work like I only run one house. Run one house. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna scale this thing, and now I don't have to create this process or implement this system when I get to the point of scaling. It's already created. So now as I add houses, as I add more residents, as I add all of this stuff, all I'm doing is adding them to something, a system that has already been created and implemented to carry the weight of the day-to-day, or your processes that you automate or put into that CRM. So that's the biggest benefit of systems. And a lot of times entrepreneurs that are just entering into the space of entrepreneurship, they get so heavy on the get out there and go that they forget that systems take this. I just did a voiceover for Digital Flow Solutions. The team sent me over something and they were like, hey, can you do just record this? Let me send me this so I can create a video. So I'm like, okay. So I recorded it, and it was so powerful because my team created the script. I didn't. And one of the things is like, you've now bought yourself a new job. So you've created a business, but literally hired yourself as the number one employee because you don't have systems. in place. So now it's not that your business can't grow. You're the one stopping it from growing because you don't have no mechanisms in place that can carry the weight of the growth. So I land there. I hope that answered your question, Jermaine. If it didn't, let me know in the chat.
And with that being said, let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Hey, David, did you know that we were coming to Jacksonville, Florida for another live event teaching the independent living facility model? Yeah, I heard that. I saw a girl posting that in that ILF Academy group that you got. I saw her put a post about it. I just didn't really know that that was actually y'all. Yep, that's actually a live event that we're speaking at. Tiffany Richardson, who's actually a super affiliate at Forston Consultants, she planned this whole event. She marketed it, she planned it, and her only job was to bring Shay and I to Jacksonville to talk about it. So she's gathering 30 to 40 to probably 50 people that want to know how to do the independent living facility model, and we're going to bring it to Jacksonville, Florida, January 31st. David, make sure you don't miss it. Well, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to bring my girlfriend with me too, because I think this is something that we can do together.
Yeah.
All right, Derek. So Caring Hearts Alliance has a question, and it says, hello.
So hold it.
Oh, right, I'm sorry. My bad.
Y'all heard my two brothers, right? Don't forget about that event in Jacksonville, Florida. So hopefully you guys saw that information on the screen. Text that word chat to that phone number. Jacksonville, Florida, guys, January 31st is our next live event. Yeah, so you heard my two brothers, and my brother David is a little bit of a knucklehead, so y'all be patient with him.
That's Saturday.
We triplets.
You know, that's Saturday?
Yeah, January 31st, this Saturday, right? And if you are an ILF Mastery Blueprint member already, remember, you can just come. Just let us know. But everybody else, make sure you text the word chat, C-H-A-T, to 904-664-6692. We're having a little small gathering. I'm coming to give the sauce. January 31st, Shay and I both, and Tiffany Richardson is the one that's kind of hosting it. So text that word chat to that number. That gives you all the information of time, location, all of that stuff. And we'll see you guys in Jacksonville, Florida. If you like what you're hearing so far. Jay?
All right. So Caring Hearts Alliance says, hello. My question is, when you have been invited to a marketing event, can you please advise me what items should I make sure I have on hand? Like business cards, etc. If you want me to go, or you go. Sure. So one of the things I love to have on hand is a QR code in a frame or some type of, you can get them fancied up and stuff. And that gives them access to like my website. Another thing that I've created with Digital Flow Solutions is a virtual business card. So prime example, let's say you run out. This may be a huge event and you may run out of resources or supply. You at least have that card that you can literally hit the back of their phone with. They get all the information. But some of the things you want to definitely have on hand is your flyers, how they can gain access to you. What is your process? What is your intake process? They need to know that because they want to know how quickly or how slowly can I get this person housed with you. So again, business cards, virtual cards, something like a QR code that let's see if you're talking to someone already, you're engaged in conversation, that person can just scan that QR code and get your information. Another thing is going to be, like I said, your flyers. Again, I said flyers. If you don't have pens, get you some nice pens, not no cheesy, rinky-dinky pens, a nice weighted pen with your information, name of your business, website, email address, website, phone number, so that they know who to contact. And that's a great thing to have because guess what? They're holding in their hand all day after they've met you and they're writing with is that pen with your information on it. Be available, be ready to talk about your process. What does it look like to go through your assessment, your, whatever it is that you're establishing for them to enter the house? Also know your rates. Right? Know how much you charge for every bed type that you have. You may have shared, you may have private, you may have a private with an ensuite. You may have just like a hotel, you may be right. You may be a referral agent, like whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that you're able to articulate that and speak to it well. Practice it in the mirror like Jermaine did. Jermaine was in the ILF Academy, said, don't mind me, y'all. I'm just practicing my spiel.
That's it.
Right. So that way, when you go to these places or you're invited into these places, you sound confident. And you're confident in what you're speaking about and what services and that you offer.
And then
you want to answer anything?
I'll just add to that. Just wear your branded apparel. Like, don't go in your favorite shirt that day. Make sure, like today, I'm wearing a shirt that says Forston Consultant. So I'm often branded everywhere I go. So I believe in being a walking billboard, because that brings about conversation at times when you're not even talking. Mm-hmm. So make sure you wear your branded apparel. Next question.
Yeah, I'm laughing at.
And if you haven't put any questions in the chat, we're going to take a few questions. So just go ahead and put some questions in the chat, and we'll keep kind of pouring into you guys.
Yep. So I'm looking through the chat, and if you haven't already, go ahead and put a question in the chat, because a lot of things are in the chat. So your question may have kind of been bumped. So go ahead and put your question.
I see one that says, how many bathrooms per how many residents? I love to tell people, don't get super caught up in that. A lot of people I'm housing today are coming from a homeless shelter. So it's 40 people sharing like 6 bathrooms.
Yeah.
Right. So don't get so caught up on that. But usual for most people, you guys are going to get a 4-bed, 2-bath home. That's my favorite. And yeah, you can start this thing with a 1-1, a 2-1, a 3-2. Yeah. But if you're just asking me, because I'm your new big brother, get a 4-bed, 2-bath home. That's going to allow you guys to see your profit, even with one house.
Yeah.
Even though my rule is also you can't hit a home run with just one house. You can't leave or quit your job with one house.
Sure can't.
But with a 4-bed, 2-bath, that's going to give you opportunity to take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. And watch this. I'll add a caveat. Some of my people have what I would just call a 3-bed, 1-bath. They're still housing 6 guys in that place, because guys, we can just handle it. I would not tell you to do that with females. Females need those 2 bathrooms.
They need more.
But my rule still stands. If I got 8 females, them 2 bathrooms work all day long.
Yeah.
Because again, for most of my people, they're coming from a place where there isn't a, or they're coming from the shelter where 80 people are sharing 9 bathrooms. So I often tell people, let's not get caught up on the bathrooms. Let's count your beds.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're calling you for. Not to use the bathroom, but somewhere to sleep at night.
Yeah.
So let's really focus on the bed count and how many people can we house in a nice, comfortable place. And we'll figure the bathroom thing out later. But I am serious about that with the women. With the women, I do want them 2 bathrooms. Okay.
And I'll also say this, right? You'll be able to better navigate this once you start getting people in the house, right? Where you may find that you have a resident that loves to be in the bathroom all day, or you may find a resident that doesn't even like to get a bath. Like there's a lot of caveats. And I know in the group I saw a post today, someone stated that they use APD requirements to kind of assess how many people they're going to put in the house based on bathrooms. I said, fine and dandy, but that's your process, and that's gonna if it doesn't make sense financially, you've shot yourself in the foot, right? So you want to make sure that you assess it on a case-by-case basis, or a house-by-house basis, I should say. But like Derek said, we're not for the most part, that's not going to be a huge concern. Now with women, it can be. So try to be mindful of that. And especially if they're like working women, or if they're, full-time stay at the house women, you want to kind of look into that as well. But don't make that your sole thing that you're focused on. Please don't.
Yeah. Also for LaShonda, LaShonda says, how about in trailer homes? Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
LaShonda, if you haven't already, make sure you friend request me at Derek Forston. I literally just today and yesterday posted 3 videos of me driving through a mobile home park, showing y'all how we're doing this in parks now, right? So yes, you can do this in a mobile home. You're also going to hear my advice that says now 90% of the time, I would rather people do this in a mobile home that sits on its own piece of land, because that's most of the time how it's going to work best. Because most mobile home parks don't want you to do it as a rental, meaning to run your program out of it. But there are some mobile home parks that are desperate, or they have the investor mentality that they don't mind if you run your program or you rent out the mobile home. Right. So just one more time, most of the time, the mobile home parks don't want you to do that. Yeah. But we are finding ones that are saying yes. So you will see people that told me yes on that video. You're going to see people that told me, Derek, you can't do this in here, bro. Mm-hmm. But great question, though.
So next question is, how long do you have to keep a person once you find out they're not acceptable or acceptable?
Keep them until what?
So that goes back to the story.
Until I replace them.
No.
Or excuse me, move them
that
along.
Goes, right.
Actually, I'm sorry.
So the discharge process is different based
on
every
happened.
situation. That's why it's important to have relationships with all local resources: mental health, physical health, case managers, social workers, counselors. Like you've got to have a network as well. So don't just be so ready to fill beds and not have a network that you can rely on for your discharge plan. Okay. So like for me, with that story that I told earlier, the discharge plan happened as soon as we got to the house, right? We were able to contact different people. We already had the ambulance that helped. Fire and EMS had to come get her out of the tub. So there was a chain of discharge again, and I had those connections available to me to be able to do that. So that discharge process looks different for everybody based on the connections you have and the resources you have available to help you with that discharge process.
Yep. And a question is from Miss A, because I mess her name up every time.
Antonia.
I still don't think that's it. Sis,
I have a cousin whose name spelled the exact same way.
I got a cousin named Antonia that's spelled just like that. So, but watch this though. Two ladies purchased the ILF Collective today with this first name of the spelling. So that's Miss Chambers. Congratulations. I'm not sure. So, if your last name is Chambers, tell me yes, because I'm going to change it to Mrs. Chambers. And I'm going to say congratulations. And now if that's not you, I'm going to still say congratulations to whoever that was.
Yeah, welcome.
She said that was her. So, sis, I'm your come. So sis, you're actually the first person in our new cohort out of 4 people that signed up today. So if you don't even know what I'm talking about, guys, we got all kinds of coaching, and it starts from 7 days a week on YouTube for free. So I got free coaching 7 days a week on YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Can I do something?
Sure.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, keep doing that. Now I'll do when I'm done. Go.
So the next coaching, which is I think one of the people's favorite, is our $5 community. Literally, guys, it's $5. And like every question y'all asking tonight, and even the ones you don't know the answer, is in a 4-hour masterclass that I taught that's in that group. And normally, I never give just the public or what I'll call regular people that information. For the first time ever, y'all, in 2026, I'm allowing y'all to get in that group for $5. So really slowly, if you text the word 5, F-I-V-E.
And it's scrolling below.
To scrolling to the number that's scrolling on the below of that screen, 407-326-0086. It'll answer every question you can think of.
Yeah.
4 hours of them. In fact, it's so good, y'all. My rule in that community, you can't go and just ask a question. You must say, Derek, after watching your masterclass, what did you mean by? Because there's nothing that y'all even asked tonight that's not in there.
Yeah.
And there's so much in it that you don't even know to ask me yet because you ain't in it.
Or experience.
So everybody, please, and I mean everybody, unless you are an ILF Mastery Blueprint one-on-one coaching, everybody should get the $5 group.
Yeah.
Because I'm also building something with those people, especially in the background. So text the word 5 to 407-326-0086. Now, the next one is what she signed up for, which is called the ILF Collective. That's my group coaching where we're going to learn and grow together. Yeah. Imagine having this every 2 weeks, but way deeper. There's a bunch of stuff I can't even say on this YouTube channel. But my new sis, Miss Chambers, and probably them 4 other people, because here's a secret, y'all. I gave a $2,000 discount to the first 10 people. So if you ain't got it yet, please, that word is if you text the word deal.
I'm looking right now.
Right now, if you text the word deal, DEAL, to 407-326-0086, you get a $2,000 discount on the ILF Master Blueprint Collective.
God.
And that's crazy. She was one of them. So I'm taking the first 10 people that do that. And my next coaching is the one-on-one coaching. And then we got the DIY. Now, other than that, I want to get back into the questions. But Shay,
what I said I wanted to say is because she moved at the speed of instruction and was the first one to set up to join the collective, I want to send her something. So remind me, you said it's Chambers. I'm going to actually send you a text tonight once we get off of this live. And I want you to send me your address. I'm going to send you something in the mail. The other thing I'm going to do, Derek, is when she gets her CRM set up, I'm going to add the digital card. So I'm going to add your electronic. Okay. On me. That's on me for moving at the speed of instruction. Congratulations, sis.
Good stuff. So again, guys, if you want to be one of those first 10 people, I'm giving the first 10 people that want that a $2,000 discount. Or actually, it's a scholarship. So and it's a small requirement. It's just like a Google review. You give a Google review, you get $2,000 off. And it's only for the first 10 people. And I think the team said 4 people got it today. So I announced it Saturday and it was supposed to drop tonight.
Right.
I just kind of slipped it out. I was supposed to do a whole announcement about it, but y'all know me by now, and y'all know it's going to be for who it's for. The first 10 people that takes the word deal to the number that's scrolling below, you get a $2,000 scholarship, and my assistant Jennifer, who's the grant giver, will make sure she take care of you. Back in the chat.
So Cynthia says, I'm waiting on cost and location response for Jacksonville. Sis, if you text that number, if you text...
No, she actually said, I'm sorry, I found it. She texted that later.
I'm about to say, wait,
she texted the wrong number.
Oh, okay, got it. I'm about to say, I was going to put it back up. Okay.
Billy says that from being in mental health for 6 years, I have a huge network of care coordinators and counselors working with me. Perfect. Like you're already surrounded by the kind of people that's going to serve as what I'll call your funnel system. So good stuff. Perfect.
I love this. So hold on. Is this the same one? I think it's Miss Chambers, but I keep seeing a couple of Antonias in here if I'm not messing around. So I posted this in the ILF Academy. What is the better option when creating a strong social media presence? Your company logo as the face of your organization or use your own photo? What looks better? I'll say there's going to be a mix of two, right? It's going to be a mix of both. The goal is for them to have a personalized connection with the person that's running the program. And then 2, brand awareness. What is your brand? When they see your logo, that, oh my goodness, every time it pops up, they're thinking of you and your business, right? Everybody sees the Angela Denise Foundation, they automatically think of Shanya Shea Forston. You know, the girl that's always with her husband talking about this ILF model, or the girl that's feeding people during Thanksgiving and different times of the year. So again, it's going to be a mixture of both because you want people to have that connection with who they're going to be doing business with on the forefront, but then they also want to see that brand awareness. So when they see your logo somewhere, or they see you're set up at a job fair or a business fair or some type of event, they can be drawn to you because they see the logo, they see the color scheme, they see this somewhere, and they're like, oh my goodness, that's Miss Chambers, or that's Derek, that's Shay. They automatically direct their attention to you because they know that you are the business, but then they're also connected to the business because they know the brand behind it. So it's both. It is going to be both. Yeah, you're going to do them both at the same time. I love this. Do the clients have a grace period for late rent? For making late payments?
Well, first of all, payments are not late because when you get the coaching from us, we give you a system that pulls the payment right from their bank account.
Correct.
So back in the day, I drove around and picked up money. I don't do that today. I don't even want your cash today.
Yeah.
I want your money to go through my system and just hear some free coaching. We want you to get Stripe as a payment processor. We're going to hook that up to Digital Flow Solutions, which is the software system we use and that we give you. No matter which coaching you can get the one-on-one, the DIY, the collective, even the HRA. They all come with the system that does this stuff.
Yep.
So again, Stripe and DFS, and on the first of the month, I'm gonna pull Mr. Willie's Social Security income right out of his bank account because he likes it that way, and so do I. It's convenient, and I hope that makes sense.
So I'm gonna give you one.
Also on the gray side, let's just say that payment don't go through for whatever reason. My grace is only extended to what is the excuse. Because
I love that.
You get paid and it goes in that account. My system gonna take it. Tell me what happened that money didn't go in that account.
I love that.
Because the IRS never miss payments, ever.
Your grace. Hold on. Your grace is attached to the excuse.
That was so smooth. I don't even know how I said it.
You said your
grace is
your grace. You said my grace is
your grace
Migrate.
I don't even know how I said it.
Migrate.
It's attached to what is the excuse?
It's attached to what is your excuse.
Because guys, once you're in this long enough, we call it razzle dazzle. You're gonna know who's on razzle dazzle and who's not.
Yes.
You're gonna know who really missed that payment because something happened.
Correct.
Or did he go buy them Jordans or that t-shirt, or did he find a girlfriend over the weekend? That happened all the time. So before we went to the automated system,
right,
I ran into a lot of, well, you know, Derek, no, I don't know, bro. Where that rent at? Because I make it real, like, in the beginning with my guys, hey, man, your job is to behave yourself and pay rent. My job is to provide a clean, nice environment. Right. And as long as both of us do that, we got a great relationship.
Correct.
But if you don't hold your end up, my program going to put you out of here, bro. Yeah. And guess who my program really is? Me. But in terms of my tenants, I think somebody's above me. And it is, so to speak. God first out of anything.
And you do have
I do got a team behind me. So it's not all Derek. And I teach all that from the beginning. Never let your tenants know that you run the whole program. No, you don't. Don't tell them that. It's better psychologically when they think you also got a boss to answer to.
Yes.
So I tell my guys all the time, hey, man, it's either me or you, bro, and I can't lose my job. Right, so my guys again think that I don't make all the calls, and I don't. So Shay,
I'll give this answer. So I do have a resident that this was actually a situation for me last week.
Your grace is attached to your excuse.
That's it. That's it. That is
it just come out like that.
That is a whole t-shirt. But no, so I had an issue not too long ago. Had a resident that pays by invoice. And she's a working individual. So ding, 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 put your working hats, put your listening ears on. She pays me as she gets paid. Unfortunately, she was hospitalized for about a month and communicated that very effectively. So being a nonprofit that I am, I was able to go into the stash box and supplement her rent for that month. She doesn't know that. Because I don't just tell them, hey, this is what's happened. I just tell them, hey, this is what I want you to do. I want you to fill out this form. And it's a Digital Flow Solutions form that talks about why you're going to be late with your rent, how long is it going to take for you to get the payments, what was the reason, what was the reason why, and what was the other question? It's like 5 questions on that thing. And I make them submit it. So that way I have a document and they can only fill out that form twice a year. So they can only fill out that form once every 6 months. And my nonprofit will subsidize that payment. So all they're told is, okay, this is a valid request for a delay in rent payment or a miss of rent payment. But technically she's making it up because she's still paying it. She's paying back the increments that were missed. But again, I was able to subsidize 2 weeks of her pay because I had funds that came in from a donor that covered her portion of the rent. So it's a lot of ways you can do it.
And there's another question that's in the chat that I'm going to actually let my 2 brothers explain. We'll be right back.
So Dennis, in your professional opinion, since you trademarked the ILF, which is the best population, or probably which is the easiest population to serve when I want to get started with my ILF?
Well, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I love the elderly adults and military veterans. They're super independent. They don't usually need much from you. And again, they're just easier. People that are more settled in life, meaning age-wise, they just typically are a little bit easier than your younger crew. So, but I always tell people also, right, choose your population by what your community is dictating. Where I live at in Orlando, Florida, it screams for military veterans and elderly adults, which just so happens to be my favorite.
All right, we are back. As you heard my brother David and Dennis. Now, David don't listen that great, but do not start these in an HOA. Another mistake I made.
Yeah.
Because guys, in the small print, it's going to always say something like, you can't run a business in this community.
Right.
And neither can you sublet. So let me give you some coaching. Guys, the whole ground core of what we do is subletting. We rent a property to rent to other people.
Yeah.
So if you late to the game or you just joined us, that's what this is, y'all. I'm going to go and rent me a 4-bed, 2-bath home. And for my private rooms, I'm going to put beds in there that look like this. But for that shared environment, it's going to look like that. Yep. And I'm going to rent or I'm going to lease that place, right? And for everybody that's asking about the one-on-one coaching, you guys can go over to forstonconsultants.com. and pick whichever package kind of fits you.
Yeah.
Because even before tonight ends, I'm gonna go over every package that we have just in case. Because as I said, I got coaching for everybody. And the first step is the 7 days a week live on YouTube, 7 days a week for free. So again, for my new people that just joined, Miss Margaret, like these are independent living facilities, no license required, no zoning required.
Say it again.
Because we're housing people that are completely independent. So there is no zoning that goes into that. And watch me be honest, like most coaches try to hide. Guys, watch this. We're renting rooms to people. We're renting beds to people. I serve a population that can't afford a house, apartment, and not even a studio.
Right.
But he can afford that bed for $740 a month. That's what my price is in Orlando. So we start at $740, but most people that get a bed from us is $800. Now your price is going to be whatever you, in terms of where you live at. And I teach all of that, guys, in that $5 group. So that's what I'm telling you guys. I ain't a coach that's going to beg you to get my coaching. I want you to start at least with the $5 group, because once you watch that masterclass, you can be like, oh my God, like you think this is good. We joking around and laughing here. We're doing some encouragement. We are coaching, but those 4 hours that's in that $5 group is all coaching.
All day.
Like most people, like we've been getting so many compliments and emails about that group. They say, Derek, I can't believe you put all of that in there for $5. And guys, that's 16 cents a day.
I'll be uploading. I'll also be uploading our like an onboarding of DFS, what it can do and how we use it. So that's something that'll also be added to that group, possibly tomorrow. I'm hoping that they can get it done for me tomorrow and have that uploaded for you all to see. Yeah.
And again, for the Lopez family, the pricing models is that shared room, the private room, and the private suite. Shay, if you want to talk 2 seconds about how you like to kind of talk about your favorite one.
So my favorite one, honestly, all three of them are. How I did this is I made it, it's actually 4, Derek. So we got to fix that. I'll tell you as we go. What made me do it this way is every time we go to book a hotel, there's different levels, right? You've got you've got the junior suite, you got the king suite, you got the double queen suite. You've got all of these suites. So why not package what we do to make it more palatable to the people that we serve? So I have the shared suite, which is just a shared room. They share the restroom and other accommodations. I have the shared, I said the shared room, and then I have the shared suite. The shared suite is going to be my master for the most part, because that master has an ensuite bathroom. So I don't give the master to an individual. I'll always make that a shared space. Take that one as a gem. So that way I'm not tying up a bathroom for one person. So now that is a shared suite with a bathroom. So the shared suite is going to have a bathroom. The shared room is going to be a room with just the two beds. The private room is going to be just the private room. Again, they share all of the other accommodations. And then I have the private suite that has a private ensuite. So I have different levels, and they all come priced completely different because of the pricing availability of the individual that I serve. So
makes sense, everybody? Put number 2 in the chat if that makes sense in terms of what we're offering. And just as an extra gem, I talked about this last week, so I won't spend a lot of time on it. But instead of saying that I'm $800 a month, which I really am, can 5 of y'all put in the chat, what's 800 divided by 31 days?
Yeah.
And that's a new marketing strategy for us that we probably started about a year ago. So now instead of me telling that social worker that again, that I'm $800 a month, no, I'm not. Can 5 of y'all put in the chat what I would rather say? And I like to say we're under, and I'll name that $23 a day.
Correct.
$24 a day. So steal that from me. That's a marketing strategy that sounds good to the ear and gives the same value.
Yeah.
Better for like everybody to understand.
And if you put it, now what another thing that I like to do is also look for the pricing of the raggediest motel.
Yeah.
A raggedy efficiency
strategies. Yep.
Right. One of those, what you call them?
Motel 8 or Motel 6.
Like the raggedy
extended stay.
Yeah.
They raggedy and they still want $99 a night and they got roaches in it.
That part.
You compare your place to that.
Right.
So when I tell my social workers, Mr. Brian, you know that hotel that's right on like 2 blocks from this hospital, they're asking $89.99 a night. Our program is under $23 a day, and we provide cable, Wi-Fi, washer and dryer, local news, security system.
Exactly.
And most of my people come with case management already built into it. And because we met this new guy that said, Derek, anybody on your house got Medicaid or Medicare, I want to give them this insurance I got. Really? So I'm giving my people case management from the guy I met at the dadgum grocery store.
Come on now.
Shout out to Unidos. And I'm gonna don't beat me up, but they call it the Spanish store in Kissimmee. It's called Unidos. I'm giving somebody a gym who live in the area. There's a gentleman that sit outside of that grocery store that'll sign all your people up for what I'm finna give my $5 group.
That's gonna be so powerful.
If you in my $5 group, you guys gonna probably get it this week. I'm gonna divulge to y'all the insurance now that my guys get that gives them an extra $490 to go towards their rent.
Say it again, sir.
And Shay, you know what I really like that though?
You see, you got my face all
Most people here think it's for me. Shay, it put $490 back in their pocket.
Come on, Derek. I'm leaving. I got an appointment. Bye.
Lord have mercy. Shay, can we answer 7 more questions before we get out of the way?
Honestly,
are you guys enjoying this tonight? Like, is any of this making sense? Like, put a 0 in the chat. You said, Derek, I've been here 30 minutes, bro, and I'm still lost. Put a 0 in the chat. But if you're enjoying this, you said, Derek, bro, this ain't rocket science. I get this, bro. Put a number 2 in the chat. 0 if you lost. Number 2 in the chat.
I see the 2s coming through.
I want to see a 2 in the chat, Shay, if they lost.
Hold on. They ain't lost. They got you.
Tia put 0. That must be a mistake. Tia wouldn't do that.
There's a lot of 2s.
2 mean you get it, and it ain't rocket science, and you believe you can do it.
There's
0
2s.
just mean you confused still. So, Cynthia, are you still confused, Cynthia?
They ain't confused, D. They got them 2s.
Cynthia might have hit the wrong button, but if she is, I'm good at re-explaining stuff. I see a bunch of 2s.
So, before I run, because I know I have,
that.
so I'm going to let you hang out.
Yeah.
But before I run, I want you to talk about.
Shay got to go. Can I hang out for 10 more minutes? Y'all, is that okay?
I have to prep, guys. I have.
Now, if they tell me to go too, Shay, I'm going to just go. But if I can hang it out. Now, if I ain't welcome here, y'all just tell me. Even though it's my studio, my channel, if y'all don't want to hear it, I'll go. But y'all, I'll share some time. I'll get off the chain. So if y'all want me to stay, put number 7 in the chat if you want me to hang out.
So, no, listen. There's a lot of questions about how to access one-on-one coaching. Someone asked, how can they upgrade from the DIY to the collective?
Yeah, we get a lot of people that do the upgrading from somewhere.
Yeah, you can upgrade. So Derek, give them that, and then go back through the chat. While you're looking for that information, I'm going to give my salutations.
Okay.
Because I do have to prep for early rise tomorrow, guys. I am up before the crack of dawn. And I have several appointments that I have to prepare for. And I definitely want to be prepared. So, Derek, go ahead. I'm gonna give my salutations.
Okay.
And then you can pop to a commercial so I can get out of your view, out of your screen. And make sure you're set up for a solo shot.
No worries.
So again, guys, I thank you for allowing me to be here with you. I gave Derek the things that he needs to talk to y'all about so that he doesn't get lost in the chat without me being here. But thank you all for being here and allowing me to share my story. And of course, my experience with you all about how, you've got to be prepared with softwares and systems. You have to have processes in place for your housing program. What are your non-negotiables? How are you going to manage your intake process? What does the process look like for the day of move-in? All of those things take time, take you thinking about them. So start thinking about them now. And once you jump on board with us, we're going to help you streamline it and make it even better. Not only with the consulting for the ILF model from the trademark owners, Derek and Shanyeshe Forston, but also by the software and systems that we provide you to help get those things done and implemented. Okay. So I'm going to bid y'all adieu because I got to go. I'm about to go. No, I'm not. I'm just joking. I'm going to go prepare for my meetings tomorrow. But again, it's always a pleasure. I love y'all like a fat kid love cake.
Oh,
Derek's going to go to commercial. Yes. So
you leaving me?
Absolutely.
Shay leaving me, y'all, but I think I can handle it. But Shay, I'm gonna just get an ask real quick because I don't think I saw but 2 people. If 10 people write the word stay, I'll stay. If I don't see that, I'm going with you, Shay, because I'm hungry too. But if 10 people say stay, I'm gonna take a commercial break, Shay, and I'm gonna actually come right back. So, guys, we'll be right back.
Hey, Derek. I just want to ask, what's the biggest benefit of independent living facility?
Well, in my opinion, the best form of real estate is shared housing. That's why we invented the independent living facility model, because we view it like this. Why get one house and rent to one income, right? A family usually, mom, dad, 3 kids. What the ILF model does, it allows you to take that same 4-bed, 2-bath home and take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. That's the benefit of shared housing.
So what's the secret to being so successful in the ILF housing model?
The biggest secret literally that we have, and it's kind of no secret because we always say it, we keep God first, right? We love people and we love real estate. So we live by this thing that says that we want to please God, right? Because we believe that if you do that, man, everything else can just fall in place. We believe in helping people. And that's something that's actually in the Bible. God says that when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing it unto him. We also believe in being respected by our community while we're doing it. When I first started this, guys, nobody knew me. Today, we're really well known, but not because of how great I am. It's because of the housing program that's changing the lives in the city in which we live in. And then the last part about it, I want you guys to make enough money to feed your family. So one more time, we believe in pleasing God, helping people, being respected by the community, but I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. And you can do that while doing the independent living facility model. So just text more info, just those 2 words, more info, to 407-326-0086. And that's the first starting point.
All right, we are back. We are back. All right, so you heard the guy, right? So how many of you all would say that, Derek, I'm kind of like you, bro. Like, I want to please God. I want to help people, be respected by the community while I'm doing it, but also make enough money to feed your family. So we literally stand on that soapbox. So if you believe in that, just put yes in the chat. I see a lot of people that said stay. So I'm going to do that. Stacy just put stay in the chat. And somebody said, Derek, I think that's 10 of us now. So Carry Hearts Alliance said that's over 10. So I'm staying. So what I want to do is I want to probably answer some of the questions that are already in the chat. Do me a favor, though. Let's just say you didn't type it in and I missed it. Can you please just do that again for me so I don't have to look too deep? Because I don't want to waste y'all time of just like keep scrolling. So if you ask me something that I did not answer yet, go ahead and put that back in the chat. And then I'm also going to bring up some slides that I want you all to see. Here's one right here from Miss Teresa. Mr. B says, can you talk about what comes with the HRA? Because I don't want to purchase separate apps trying to be an agency. So then the HRA, that's a great question. That coaching is only how to be a housing referral agency. 95% of y'all that find me, maybe it's not time to buy a house, rent one, or lease one yet. But most of y'all can use y'all cell phone and be a housing referral agency. And that package is actually only $397. And it comes with the CRM system, the paperwork, the contracts, all you need to be a housing referral agent. And the coaching, which gets your phone to ring, which is the basis of all my coaching. Because if you can't get your phone to ring, okay, if you got 55 houses, if nobody call you for housing, them houses just sit there by themselves and they rot. But if you master the HRA, that's what makes you successful in all of this. So if you came to me today, Miss Teresa, with 0 houses or 50, I tell everybody to master the HRA training, which again is in every coaching I have. So either you buy just the HRA or you get the DIY because it's in there, or you get the one-on-one because it's in there, or you get the collective because it's also in there. But very good question. Some people say, Derek, I don't want to house these people in the house of my own. Derek, I don't want to deal with these people. I done got too old, Derek. I only want to make referrals. So if you're new to me, you never heard me talk about the 2 ladies that are in their 70s that bought that package. This is all they do is make referrals. They don't want a house like most of us do. Most of y'all, just like me, you want your own house. You want to house people yourself. I got 2 women right now in their 70s. All they do is answer their phone and make phone calls, and they make referrals, and they make $300 to $900 a week. Now, for some of y'all, that may be pennies, but for them, that changes their life. So one more time, they're making $300 to $900 a week simply by only making referrals. So the HRA, that's all that program is about. How to build relationships, how to get your phone to ring, how to make referrals, and all the paperwork, the email templates, and everything that goes with it. Miss Teresa, if that makes sense, say, big bro, you nailed it. Now, Miss Teresa, if that don't make sense, say, Derek, you missed it, bro. That ain't what I'm talking about. So, Miss Teresa, let me know if I answered your question, because I hate when somebody asks me something, I think I'm answering it, but I'm off. But yeah, that's what the HRA is. Okay. So I'm actually going to pull up something that I want all of y'all to see real quick. I want to talk about something that I talked about the other night. And because there's so many new people here, I have to show this. Let me see. Right here is a model of my housing. This writing is really small. So for my people that don't have on their glasses today, I'm showing you what, $740, what it looks like in an 8-bed house. So for us, that's a 4-bed, 2-bath, where we can take people from homeless to hopeful. My verbiage is that my pricing starts at, can two of y'all put in the chat, starts at $740. But most people that call my phone that want that shared living environment, they're paying $800 to be in a room that looks like this. I just start at $740. Depending on what room they end up in or what property they're in, that could actually be $800. So for me, that's $1,600 per room. And if you're following me today, do 1,600 times 4, because I got 4 of those rooms, and that's what that's bringing me in that particular house. And just as an example, I have a house that's in Orlando, Florida. That's a 4-bed, 2-bath home. I'm actually going to pull that one up real quick because I want you guys to see the numbers on that. And again, if you have a question, put it in the chat for me. I'm going to show you guys something. I think it's on this one. Let's see. This is another one, but this is not the one I was looking for. This just gives the same thing, but with a different price. And as I told you guys earlier, a great marketing strategy is not to put that you're $700 a month. Break it down to what it would be by the day, even though you're still charging monthly. 700 divided by 31 days sounds a lot nicer, right, than the other way around. So that's just another way that we'd like to advertise it. Make sense, everybody? Type yes in the chat if that makes sense. Right here, they're talking about populations that you can serve. You guys asked that. Elderly adults, military veterans, teenagers aging from the foster care system, women that have been through domestic violence, or the regular guy that's got a job at McDonald's, Walmart, Burger King. Now, I'll admit, I love the mental health population, but they don't have to have no problems mentally to live in my place. As long as they can pay that rent, follow rules, and live with other like-minded people, that's what's going to make it work for me. This is a shared living environment. So when we're taking phone calls for said next client, I'm already thinking about who's living in my place already. Does that make sense, everybody? Because if I got Joshua, Brian, and Jose that live there already, and I'm interviewing Raphael, and he's saying certain things that won't mesh with these other guys, I'm not moving him in. I'm going to be an HRA, and I'm going to house a referral agency him somewhere else. Does that make sense? And also, guys, with the HRA, when you hear me say that, I don't want you to separate it, meaning that you're an HRA and then you got an ILF. No, you don't. They're both the same. You are a housing program. So your name is Tanya Williams, your Williams Solutions, and sometimes you can refer people out, and sometimes you're going to move them into your place. So we never separate. One day you are HRA and one day they're not two separate businesses. We get that question all the time. Does that make sense, everybody? You guys are not separate businesses when you're doing the HRA. And here's that slide that I did find that I wanted to show you. So you already saw this part in terms of what that equals. This is the part I talked about last Saturday that makes us really successful. And if you real smart, I'm going to see how many people can type in the chat. What word did I type on this slide that makes us successful? I'm going to see how many people are in here that are like us. I'm not even going to say it, actually. I did this last week, Miss Chambers. I want to see how many people kind of think like we do. Not that you have to think like me. I just want to see how many people will see what's the word that I typed on this slide to make me look a little bit different, to make God smile at me a little bit brighter, and for God to go and blow on my whole business. And see, the Burr family got it. Burr 2066, Synergy, Miss Rhonda. No, Miss Angela, not really. Not Prophet. Prophet is what's going to happen after I do the things that you see the other people typing in this chat. Now, watch this. Everybody ain't on this, right? And this ain't one of my teachers where I'm going to say, you gotta. But if you say, Derek, man, what make y'all so successful? We keep God first. We use softwares and systems. And in keeping God first, I'm going to send that 10% to my local church. So if you see right here that I made not what I profited, some people tithe from what they profit, not me. I profit, I tithe off of the whole thing that come in. That's how I believe it. So see how that $1,800 rent breaks down to $70 in insurance, that $592, and because I ain't petty, I'm gonna round up to $600. My lights and water are $350. Guys, my total cost is $2,882. And with that 740 times those 8 people, $3,038. Now, guys, I don't know where you work at today, but when I was a social worker making 28 grand a year, I wasn't making no $3 grand a month. And that's why I say some of y'all can get 2 of these houses and walk off your job. And it don't take that long either. That's why a lot of my new people that's under our coaching, they're actually getting started in 30 and in 60 and in 90 days. Now, do I expect all of y'all to do that? Absolutely not. But there's a lot of people under my coaching now, 30, 60, 90 days. They got a house and people in it. It's possible. Can 5 of y'all put in the chat? It's possible. So just for me, what makes us successful, I keep God first. I'm going to tithe that 10%. I'm going to give offering. Softwares and systems, we've already talked about that. Digital flow solutions. And we give y'all that with my coaching. Oh, I hope that make a lot of sense. And then one more time for the Reynolds family, you guys were asking, well, how do we get paid? Here go probably 4 of those major ways. And the top 2 is probably 90% of how we get it. SSI and SSDI. That's a community funded, that's a government funded, not community. That's a government funded money they get and nothing stops it. COVID-19 don't stop it. The government shutdown don't stop it. Monkeypox don't stop it. Nothing stops that payment from coming. And I'll admit, guys, I do real estate in a bunch of ways. But in this way, this is what we call guaranteed income. It's like Section 8. It's like military pay. SSDI just means that it's the same payment, but that guy had a job one day in his life. Maybe it was at Walmart, rooms to go. Maybe it was at Outback Steakhouse. Maybe it was at Burger King. Maybe it was at Wendy's. Maybe it was at maybe he worked corporate for Instagram. I don't know, but at some point he had a job. So the guys with SSDI, their checks are bigger. So my guys that get SSI, his check might be $800. The guy that get SSDI, he might get $1,450. And watch this, right before I go to a commercial break, one of my favorite ways to be paid is a community-funded program. That's when a social worker call you and say, Derek, this guy ain't got no money, Derek. He ain't got no SSI. Derek, he don't got SSDI. But Derek, he met certain criteria through our hospital. And Derek, we going to pay you $800 until we get him back on his feet. Are you cool with that, Derek? Absolutely. So guys, again, that CFP, that community funded program, that's my favorite way to be paid because that allows me to help Mr. Jones when he ain't got a dime. He has no family. He has no Uncle Joe. But because of that hospital called me, and because I got a real LLC, I didn't just do it as a hobby. They're going to say, Derek, can you send me a W-9? Absolutely. Some of you guys are getting started with just getting started. And nobody's going to ever write a check in your name. Guys, I got notebooks this thick full of checks. None of them say Derek Forston. They all say Second Chance, which is the name of my program. And one more time, a community-based organization may pay that rent. That may be renters assistance through the Salvation Army or through the Goodwill. Why you think I tell you guys to go to those two places and build a relationship? Can two people type in the chat? Derek said go to the Salvation Army because they house men and women, and sometimes they'll pay for it up to 6 months. But you must have a real LLC or some kind of entity. They're not going to write a check to you, Mr. Bobby Jones, but Jones Solutions, B&J Enterprise, Jones Collective, Jones Initiative, Jones Foundation. Make sense, everybody? Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Dennis, would you happen to have like a list of things that, you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility? Like what kind of mistakes that you made?
David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com, and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events.
Well, I'm going to just have to do that then, because that sounds like a good starting point to me. And then I'm going to come to y'all Jacksonville 31st event. I need to be live around y'all too.
That's fine, David, but can I ask what's up with the hat and the sweat across the neck? Like, what's that all about?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Knucklehead brother David. David is an absolute knucklehead. Don't y'all mind him. But January 31st, make sure that y'all don't miss us in Jacksonville, because we believe in being what we call a gap filler. That stands for God's appointed people, not gap from the store, but God's appointed people to do what he's called you to do. And for most of y'all, it's to help people and get involved in real estate. You just didn't know there was a way to get into it without you having to need a license or a $30,000 sprinkler system. Okay. So I'm gonna jump in the chat. I want to read some questions now. Angela says, I have a home and started marketing, getting calls and more. I need help with systems and that AI phone system. So Miss Angela, absolutely. Set up a call with Digital Flow Solutions. That's our marketing company, .net. I'm also going to find the phone number here somewhere. And that's where you can set up or just go to digitalflowsolutions.net, Miss Angela, and set up an appointment to get it. Now, if you get one of our coaching plans, I give it to you. You don't even pay for it. The only thing you pay for is the monthly hosting fee. But any of my coaching packages, HRA, the DIY, the one-on-one, or the most famous now, the collective, guys, you don't pay for that. I give it to you, right? So the only thing you pay for is the hosting fee for when you choose what plan you want. So go to digitalflowsolutions.net, speak to my team about what you kind of want your website and your phone line to do, and then they'll build your own personalized package, okay? But again, if you get my coaching, you don't even pay for it. I give it to you, okay? Let me know if I answer that question for you in the chat. Somebody says, talking my lingo, I'll be in Jacksonville. Absolutely, sis. So make sure you follow that instruction that you saw. And if my assistant Jennifer's in here, please put it on screen. She's probably not, but I hope you saw that on screen. In fact, let me find it. But Jacksonville, Florida, January 31st, there was nothing like seeing us in a live event. So make sure y'all come and check us out. If you guys enjoy this, you would love us live. Okay. So here it is right here. I'm going to put it in the chat. Actually, I'm going to scroll it below. So the event is called CHAT&CHEW. Tiffany Richardson, who took our coaching probably a year and a half ago, she's now becoming an affiliate, which any of y'all can do. You can throw your own event and invite me to it. And if you got 25 people or more, I'll travel to your city, right? So you just text the word affiliate to the phone number 407-326-0086. And if you sell one of our packages, we pay 40%. So guys, I got a package that's $35,000. Can you imagine if you referred somebody to me just by posting your link on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and somebody bought my package for 35 grand? I'll give you 40% of that. That's crazy, ain't it? I got a package for 7,500. I got one for 5 grand. I got one for what? 1,000. You sell any of those through your affiliate link, I give you 40%. Somebody put in the chat, what is 40% of $35,000? And that's what I'll actually give y'all. Okay. So I'm back in the chat. Let me answer another question. How do we know what we need when we call digital flow? Do you have anything with what we should be asking? Yep, they're going to guide you in that actually. And if you knew, they're going to know it. You need a website, first of all, which we going to build. And again, you get my coaching, it come with it. Your phone line come with it. So my team know what you need anyway. Every now and again, somebody asks for something that's not the norm. And because of our system, we can deliver it. So all the AI tools, the bots, the automations, all of that comes with it, y'all. Right? Shay is also going to be doing a lot of demos here coming up to show a lot of you all what is that system and how does it work and how can it benefit your housing program? Because the whole point of that program, that software system, y'all, is to run that business when you can't. So years ago, guys, it was just me. Today it's a system. So y'all don't just buy or invest into coaching. You invest into a system. I don't just coach you. I give you a system that's going to run 60% of this. You got to put 40% into it too. Does that make sense, everybody? Now, if you caught my coaching 4-5 years ago, like you did a lot of this stuff yourself. But if you met me within 4 years and under, you get a system with this, not just me as your coach. And that's what's real cool. So somebody put 14 grand in the chat. Wouldn't that be cool, Miss Birdell? You get a $14,000 either check, or I'll bring it in cash if you want it, Miss B, and I'll fly it to where you live at. And all you do is post your link and say, have you ever want to start your own housing program and didn't know where to start? Watch this webinar. And when they watch it, I take it from there. Easy. Some of y'all still don't get that, but that's okay for you all that do and have been killing it, especially if you're in sales. If you've ever been in sales in your life or you know somebody that is, tell them I got a bulletproof program that people love and they beg for it. You can sell it and I'll give you 40% of it. You just got to be an affiliate through Forston Consultants. So text affiliate to 407-326-0086 and I'm back in the chat. Let's see. Somebody said, what about Houston? Houston actually is on our map. I coach a lot of people in Houston, Dallas, Austin, Galveston. I coach a couple people out there in Dallas. In the Texas state. That was Billy Johnson that said that. Let me see. What's another question? How much money do you need to start up? So that's a great question. I usually tell people in a range of about $4,000 to $7,000. And the bulk of that is going to be your rent. Because remember, whatever your rent is, somebody's going to want that times 2. So if you find a place for $2,500, you out of $5 grand right there. Right? That's not even counting the coaching from us. So if you're counting the total, then you add whatever coaching plan you're going to get to that. But if you're talking about just getting started with the stuff you need, lights, water, Wi-Fi, furniture in the house, $4,000 to $7,000, depending on where you live at. Okay. This is like any other business, y'all. You have to spend money before you make a dime. That's one of the things that I think God also honors about this business. God is seeing that you're spending money on people before they ever pay you a dime. He honors that. And through my coaching, I tell you to remind God of that. Say, hey, God, you see what I'm doing, right? I barely got this money and I'm trying to help your people. So God, can you blow on this housing program of mine? Like my prayer is heavily into your coaching. And I hope you pray too, because that's a big part of this, is talking to God every day and pretend that he don't even see it. Say, God, you see what I'm doing? I'm borrowing money. I'm taking 401k. I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, because God, I'm trying to help your people. Because God, in your word, you said the poor and needy will always be among us. God, you said when we do unto the least of thee, it's like he's doing it unto you. So God, I'm giving my all to this program to help your people. And God, will you do the same thing for me and my family? Bless the socks off of my feet and allow my city not to bother me while I'm doing it. Allow no hater, no doubter, no city official to stop this good work that you get ready to do in me, God. I talk to God like that every day, y'all, because when I first started, my city told me, Derek, you can't do this. You need a license. Now they beg for it because they didn't know what it was, y'all. And most people's problems is trying to explain it. You saying the wrong words to the wrong people. And again, in my $5 group is all the coaching of what to say, how to say it, who to say it to. I've never done that. And I'll probably do this as a one-time thing. And what's crazy, y'all, I'm gonna let this probably go all year long to probably like June or July. Now in June and July, it'll go to probably $500 a month. But right now, guys, it's 16 cents a day, $5 a month. Some people pay for it all up front. It's $60. I don't even want it like that. I want you to pay $5 a month to get your value out of it and make me prove myself to you. And I ask two things. Watch both master classes. When you click that tab that says learning, that's the first thing you do. And my rule is don't ask no questions before you watch the webinar. Because if you do, that's going to tell me you didn't watch, the master class. It's going to tell me you didn't watch it. And nobody's going to answer you. You can't go in that $5 group and ask no questions before watching both the HRA and the ILF masterclass, because every question you got is in there. And for the first time ever in life, I put it for $5. Oh, that's crazy. But I hope somebody appreciates it, right? And we get a lot of mail and email and texts every day of people that do. So let me go back in the chat. Miss Margaret, did you have anything else? Who was coming to Jacksonville? I saw her type in something earlier. Let me see. I'm looking for more questions in the chat. If I missed something, y'all let me know. And if I haven't answered it, please retype it so that I can just jump right to the bottom and get to it. Because I'm going to hang out for another probably 15 minutes with you all. And then I want to show something else on screen. But let me answer two more questions before I go to my thing. Miss Cynthia said, now that makes sense because I've been trying to create my business name without those words that we can't use at the bank. But everybody business name I've seen has those words because they don't have my coaching, right? And I'm glad you brought that up, Cynthia, right? A lot of people, when they start this program, and if you're new to me, this might be the first time you've ever heard this. We don't believe in putting the word housing or home or living in your name. Dummy me, because I didn't know years ago. My name right now is called Second Chance Housing because I didn't know. Now, I've been in it so long now, it don't matter. I'm very bankable. But when y'all start from the beginning, you using words like housing, home, or living, the bank hates real estate, y'all, and they want nothing to do with it. So when you choose that word in your name, you just not killed yourself. You just shorted yourself from being more bankable. So instead of you possibly getting a $20,000 credit card, they give you one for $800 because of your name. So at the bank, you come up as a high risk industry when you use a name associated with real estate. Please put a number 10 in the chat if you at least heard me. Whether you understand it or not, put a number 10 in the chat if you just heard that. We don't use the word home, living, housing, nothing to do with real estate. Be generic. So the example I give today, my name is Second Chance Housing because I didn't know no better, Miss Chambers. My name should have been Second Chance Solutions, Second Chance Enterprise, Second Chance Foundation, Second Chance Initiative, Second Chance Collective, Second Chance Incorporated, Second Chance. Julian, does that make sense? Miss Teresa, does that make sense? Not because the social worker care what the case manager don't care what you call it. The bank, even in that $5 group, I gave y'all the NACE code. I gave y'all the numerical NACE code to even to choose. Make sure, guys, you get that $5 group. If nothing else, if you don't get my one-on-one coaching, no problem. If you don't get the collective where you're going to be with me, Miss Chambers, and a bunch of other people, no problem. But at least spend $5 on you and your family. Guys, that's 16 cents a day. Text the word 5 to 407-326-0086. Uh-oh, I just typed it wrong in the chat. Let me redo that. 407-326-0086. And when you get in that group, click the tab that says learning. There's a tab in that group that says learning. That's the tab that you're going to click to get the ILF Masterclass and the Masterclass for the HRA, how to be a housing referral agency. Okay? Can two of y'all just be honest? Because it looks like the Williams family is one of these people. How many of y'all didn't know that? How many of y'all would say, Derek, man, that's some good coaching, bro? Like, nobody's ever broke it down like that. And that's what I mean, y'all. My free coaching is better than what most of y'all paid for. So can you imagine my paid coaching? Miss Chambers going to come back and tell y'all about it, because if I don't, she going to pick on me and tell y'all that too. So watch the value from the people that do get in it. Watch how they brag on it. The Bryant family, thank you so much. Gail, you just gave $1.99. I appreciate that. That's called a super chat. That means I said something tonight that intrigued her or that blessed her life. So I appreciate that. Now, even better, watch this. I'd rather she get that $5 group though. Because that's going to benefit her and me at the same time. Only I get that $1.99. And by the time YouTube run it, I'm going to get only about 6 to 8 cents of that. But I absolutely appreciate that. And anybody that does that, I'll answer your question like individually and go deeper. So if you give a super chat while we're on here, I usually point you out, ask you where you from, where are you located, which I'm gonna do now. Miss Gail, where are you located? City and state. How did you find us? Was it TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, or Facebook? And have you or will you join that $5 group? Because you ain't got to give me nothing for the one-on-one or the collective until I prove myself. Now, most of y'all, I proved that on this channel tonight. But some of y'all and most of y'all, I want y'all to get that $5 group, if nothing else, and then upgrade and let's get that one-on-one coaching or the collective. And remember, the first 10 people that get that, I'm giving a $2,000 scholarship for the ILF Mastery Blueprint Collective. So one more time, if you join the ILF Mastery Blueprint Collective, don't pay $4,997. Mine is $2,000 on that. Okay? Text the word deal, DEAL, to 407-326-0086. I now put that on the bottom of the screen. So even though that was talking about the commission and about being an affiliate, be an affiliate too. So text affiliate to that same number. But if you want that $2,000 scholarship, text the word deal, DEAL, to 407-326-0086. That'll give you a $2,000 scholarship. And Jennifer, if you're my assistant in this room listening, only 10 people. Do not go over 10. This is for people that move at the speed of instruction. And for my last thing they told me, I think 4 people got it already. So we're looking for 6 people to get the ILF Mastery Blueprint Collective. That's our group coaching. That's every 2 weeks. You get me every 2 weeks for the rest of your life. Well, actually, let me slow down. Let me not say that. For a year. I got a plan where it goes to the rest of your life. But let me not mislead anybody. But for 12 months, I'm going to coach your socks off. And we're going to learn and grow together. And I'm going to give you my portal with all my coaching in it. So you will all get the paperwork, the virtual assistant, the CRM. Y'all didn't even know that a VA was involved in it. I give you your own VA, your own assistant. All that comes in that package, y'all. So definitely go to forstonconsultants.com. Miss Margaret says she joined the group. Perfect. Cynthia says she joined the group. Perfect. Oh, she says, she been in it. She said, I joined the group, found the group. I have learned lots from the masterclass. Guys, it's 4 hours. Or if you want to be technical, it's 3 hours and 58 minutes. But guys, I taught for 4 hours on that one subject. How to get started. What is this? How can you quit your job and do this? Every step, no question you can imagine is not in there. Everything that you're thinking and hadn't even thought of is in that masterclass, y'all. And please also watch the HRA one too, because remember, with the HRA, you get started right now. There is no waiting. If you met me 5 years ago, you had to have a house to make this work. Tonight, you don't. It's the HRA. You got a cell phone and an internet connection. Are you willing to tell people you provide housing? And on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, it sounds like this. Are you a social worker that's looking for clean, affordable housing for your residents the day of discharge? Give us a call. We would love to help. At the Bryant Foundation. That's what my social media sounds like. Make sure y'all follow me at Derek Forston and my program at Second Chance. Look at what we're saying. Look at what we're doing. I give y'all the blueprint. Guys, my one-on-one coaching and the collective is for people that say, Derek, I want you to hold my hand, bro. Because other than that, you can join my $5 group and come here for free 7 days a week on YouTube and get it. Like a lot of people do. But I'll admit, if you're a little bit of a knucklehead like me, I don't get things right away. I need things repeated over and over until I got it. Now, once I get it, oh, I'm a bad mamma jamma. But sometimes it's hard for me to catch stuff right away. That's why I make so many mistakes in the beginning. But again, the devil is a liar that y'all would make those same mistakes I did. So we're going to take a break. I'm going to go to a commercial real quick. I'm going to come right back, and we're going to jump back into some more questions. Then I'm going to have you guys closed out before, let's just call it 9:30. All right? Let's do it.
Hey, what's going on, family? Please make sure that you watch our webinar, which is the first step to getting started. So just text the phrase more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't type it in the chat. Don't put it below. Text it to that phone number. That way you get that free webinar, but also it leads to a discovery call with me and my team to see how we can get you started. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me anything else that where you can make such an impact in your community, serve God, but also make a bunch of money doing it. We don't hide that. We want to make a lot of money doing what this is so that we can extend our hand in the community and continue to be the answer to affordable housing. Text more info to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's get back to the show.
All right, we are back. Don't forget, guys, text more info to that phone number. That's the introduction to all of this, which breaks it all down. And then jump into that $5 group. Click the tab that says Learning. Watch that masterclass for the ILF and the HRA. After that, pray and talk to God. Talk to your family and make a decision about which package should you get. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's FORSTON consultants.com and check out all the packages to see which one fits your style the best. In fact, that's probably how I'll even end tonight. Let me show you guys what they are. That'd probably be easier. Let me move this off the screen real quick. Here's our packages and what we offer. As I said, we call this the no excuse zone, right? So here at Forston Consultants, we make no excuses. God is almighty and can do all things, and so can you. We're made in his image and in his likeness. And with our coaching and God's guidance, that is the best recipe ever. So the first way, as I said, 7 days a week, right here at 7 p.m. Eastern. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. And just because I'm a good guy, my team even put a syndicated one out that says 7:15 in the morning. So while you're getting dressed for work, turn on YouTube. We come on at 7:15 in the morning as well. But 7 p.m. 7 days a week on our YouTube channel. Bring every question that you have. You heard me talk about this one. This is our $5 ILF Academy Elite Group. Guys, it's 16 cents a day. Don't rob your family for something that's only 16 cents a day. Some of y'all can find that underneath your couch cushions and underneath your seat in your car every day because it's so low. Text the word 5, F-I-V-E, to 407-326-0086. My masterclass is in there. The HRA is in there. And what's cool, I put all of my one-on-one students in there. So it already is coming with people that are already knowing what this is and how to do it. So I gave you the support also. That's why I tell you guys, man, in July, this group going to $500. But if you in it already, you keep paying your $5. Your price will never change. But in July, this group probably going to $500. Right here is probably going to be my most favorite coaching package. It's probably also our newest. So like right now, the 4 people that signed up, it's just only those 4 people, right? So the ILF Collective is our new group coaching, which starts in February. I think it's the first week on the 4th or the 8th. One of those times, you guys will get all the information about it. But the new cohort for the ILF Mastery Blueprint starts February. And guys, we're doing it quarterly. So if you don't get in this first cohort, you might have to wait. So make sure you get into it. This is the one that I'm also giving a $2,000 scholarship, right? This is where we're going to learn and grow together. Weekly coaching, bi-weekly coaching from me. So every 14 days, I'm going to be in your face. Me and the Forston Consultants team, you get all the paperwork, all the curriculum, all my videos, all the ebooks, and most importantly, you get me every 14 days in your face. And again, for the first 10 people that want that, they're getting a $2,000 scholarship. And if you text the word DEAL, DEAL, to the phone number scrolling below on that little lower third there, it's 407-326-0086. And that is 4997. So it's $3 away from $5,000. So whatever 4997 minus $2,000, that's what you pay. That's a stupid price, y'all, for what you're gonna get. And it's a whole year. That's why we're only doing the first 10 people that move at the speed of instruction. One more time, it's 4997 minus $2,000. Okay. The next one is what I'll say is the most popular. The other one is the most recommended, but the one-on-one coaching, which is what this is, 3 or 4 of y'all said this tonight. You want my one-on-one coaching. This one's $7,500. This one, you get my phone number. This one, you also join us every 2 weeks if you want to. This one, you get me one-on-one, right? This was a lot different. So most people that want one-on-one coaching, you want me when you want me. The every 2 week people, they don't get a choice of when they want me. They get me at set times, bi-weekly. The people that usually want one-on-one, they say, Derek, I don't want your group. I don't want no $5 group. Derek, I want you when I call you, when I'm ready and things getting heated. Like a lot of people just want that. And I'll admit, guys, I'm probably going to move away from that probably next year. So I'm telling people that if you want one-on-one coaching, get it this year. This will probably be the last year of it actually even existing. Now, if you're under the one-on-one coaching, you keep that for the rest of your life. Now, the one-on-one coaching, you are stuck with me for pretty much the rest of your life, okay? And we'll talk about that. But that's the one-on-one coaching. That's the most popular. Again, all the paperwork, all the curriculum. And guys, remember, when I went through that $8,000 lawsuit, when I made the Channel 8 news, the lawyer that built my paperwork, I give it to y'all. And it's probably what, 6 to 8 different documents. You just change the name on it. I give it to you. That paperwork cost me $8,000, y'all. I went through a $40,000 lawsuit that made the Channel 8 news, and the paperwork to correct the problem was $8,000. Guys, I give y'all that paperwork. So if you can do the math on it, my paperwork is actually worth more than any package I offer. Make sense? And the reason I do that, because I don't want you to make the mistakes I did and end up on the Channel 8 news and embarrass your family like I did. Embarrassing, y'all. So, and I'll admit right here is what a lot of people also love and they get. This is for somebody said, Derek, I don't need you to hold my hand. I can read. Derek, I can watch all your videos, and Derek, I can move at the speed of instruction. Because Derek, you're going to build my website, right? Yeah. Well, not me, but my team. So all the curriculum, again, all the paperwork, $8,000 worth of paperwork, you get it in this. This was only $997. That's $1,000, y'all. So I tell people anywhere from that $5 group to at least the DIY, if you don't do at least both of those or one of those, you ain't even serious about this. And you're almost disrespecting your family. Right? And we offer payment options like Klarna and Afterpay. So right at checkout, when you're getting ready to buy, you will see options for Klarna and Afterpay. So don't use all your money. Leverage other people's money. I love that. Guys, every business I started came from a credit card, or I borrowed the money. A nurse gave me $10,000 to start this ILF thing at the job I was at. Big shout out to Miss Marie, who believed in this mission and the idea that I had. My mom robbed Peter to pay Paul, empty bank accounts. My wife, a couple people poured into this thing to make it happen. So I don't take all the credit, but I give y'all options to get it through financing. So instead of paying me $7,500, pay $200 a month to make your dream come true. So that's the ILF Mastery Blueprint DIY, which is again only $9.97. Okay. And then the HRA Business in the Box. This is where I think 95% of y'all fall, actually. Even though all of y'all want to do it, most of y'all, and what's cool about it, the DIY has this HRA in it also. And so does all the other packages. But if you say, well, Derek, I just want to start somewhere. Like, I ain't got all the money to do that, and even with the financing, but I want to start somewhere. This was only $397, y'all. And it comes with the software system again, all the paperwork and documents to do the HRA. And remember, I gave y'all the free webinar to even know what that is, but before you do it. So really slowly, text these 3 words right here, HRA, to 407-326-0086. I'm going to put that in the chat. And just like I keep telling y'all to text this and text that and text this, we give y'all the same system. So what if you did a webinar like this and you say, hey, social workers, and hopefully you got 20 of them on there. Text the word BED, B-E-D, to get our website and our bed availability and our process to move your people in. It's called automations, y'all. And watch when you text the word HRA, watch how fast you get that text message to sign up. Guys, that's all automated. Nobody's from my team is doing that. And we give y'all that same system to automate your business. Now, 95% of y'all come here to run your own housing program. 5% of y'all come in because you run a bakery or a daycare or a law firm or a chiropractic office. We coach business too. And a lot of people need this framework from the website build out in the CRM system. We give y'all that with our coaching package. So those are our coaching packages, y'all. And as I like to tell people, right, choose which one is best for you. Like, what fits your learning style? Is it DIY? Do it on your own at $9.97. Is it collective where you want to grow and learn with a bunch of people together? To me, that's where I see most of our success. And then the one-on-one coaching. Derek, I don't want your group stuff, bro. I want you, Derek. Derek, I want your phone number. Now, that's the one I kind of still allow, to where the one-on-one people actually get my phone number. They get private sessions. They can call me Monday through Friday, and they still get their own set sessions, but they can randomly call me. Now, the collective people, they don't get my phone number. They can't call me. We learn together bi-weekly. One-on-one people can call me every day, 5 days a week from, what is it now, from 10 to 4? That's the schedule. Every day you can just blow me up and then still have set sessions. You still get all the paperwork, all the curriculum, all the coaching, all the ebooks, the $8,000 worth of paperwork. So all of that is what's involved. Now, what I love to ask, and if 10 of y'all can participate, just put in the chat, just for my own knowledge, which coaching package fits you best according to how you learn. Now, if you're a little bit of a knucklehead like me, you're going to probably need that collective or the one-on-one coaching. If you say, no, man, I can do this on my own, Derek. Like, I don't need you, bro. If you give me all the stuff, then you're a DIYer. But if you say, Derek, I just want to make referrals to people. I can't buy no house right now. I can't rent one either, Derek. Get the HRA at only $397 so that you can make referrals to other people and make a referral fee. So that coach teaches you how to make your phone ring, right? And make a referral to somebody. So put in the chat. I'm going to go to chat right now. What is your learning style? Are you DIY or are you one-on-one, or do you want me to be in your face every 14 days learning and growing together with other people that's also doing it? And what's cool about the collective, y'all, I'm allowing my one-on-one people to come to it for free. My one-on-one people get everything. I just spoil them. They can also come every 2 weeks for just to show up as more support to you or to keep learning. So for my new people that will join the collective, like Miss Chambers, you're going to be around people that's already in this doing it. How cool is that? No other coach does it, y'all, but me. So I'll brag on me for 2 seconds there, but I'm going to check the chat. Miss Cynthia said that she's a DIYer. Perfect. She's like Jermaine. Miss Margaret, who's got the same name as my mom, so you must be a great lady. You gonna do DIY. Perfect. Deal. Can I get the scholarship when I'm financially ready? If it's spots available, Miss Teresa, yes, you can. But the first 10 people that get it, that's over. And then that one will still be $4,997 and we'll still offer financing. I'm just going to bless the socks off of the first 10 people just for moving at the speed of instruction. Angela said the collective. She want to learn and go together. I'll admit that's going to be my favorite group, y'all. I'm just saying. Because it's going to be us together like this. But us all on screen, talking and working together with me pouring into y'all. Okay? Miss, who's that? Is it Mignon? I'm probably saying that wrong, but Burr 2066, she says one-on-one. She said, Derek, I don't want your group. I don't want your collective. Derek, I don't want to do it on my own. I want your phone number, Derek. I want to be able to call you every day if I need it. And I still want my set sessions, Derek, with all that paperwork, the curriculum, the legal stuff. That's my sis right here. Now, let me, I'm like that. When I buy coaching, y'all, I usually get one-on-one. I don't want the group, and it's great because most times when I buy one-on-one, they allow me to join the group stuff. That's why I thought of that for y'all. But I'm a little bit of a knucklehead, y'all, and I don't get things right away. So I always get one-on-one coaching. Let me see. Anybody else that put anything in the chat? Let me see. Miss Stacy said one-on-one, right? Miss Bursa, I want it all. Like, since you like me, like now collective is good, group is good, but my learning style, me, Derek, I can't get it like that if I can't call the guy. If I can't call the lady or the guy, we can't talk by phone. That one don't work for me all the time. But I got people right now, y'all, that in my DIY, hundreds of them that never talk to me, and they're some of my top students. And I'll be honest, I can't even call them students because I don't coach them. They get my coaching, but it's me all recorded. So even the one-on-one get all that, and the collective get the recordings, but y'all get me live. So, but the DIY people, I got hundreds of people that are in that do well. Jermaine Mills, if he's in here tonight, we often pick on him. He's one of those. Jermaine can never call me, y'all, but he's always live. He come to all of our live events. He never misses a live session on YouTube. And's got a house full of people doing great, finna get a second home. So that's why I love to ask, like, where do you fit in? Miss Teresa says one-on-one. Okay. Let me see. Anybody else? So, guys, before I let y'all go, and I'm gonna say thank you for allowing me to kind of go over a little bit. When Shay ain't here, y'all, I can play a little bit, right? You know that saying about when the cat away, the mouse can play a little bit. That's kind of when Shay leave me. So if y'all appreciated this, tell me in the chat that you did. And if you have another question, I'll answer 3 more questions before I get y'all out of here. And I'm gonna pray you guys out of here. Let's take one more break, and I'll be right back. Put 3 questions in the chat, and I'll knock them out.
Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this show. But just in case you was wondering, how in the world do we rent these properties or lease them? And what does the conversation sound like that would tell them the homeowner to convince them to rent their house to us? That's one of the biggest things in this business, and I want to give it to you. So text the word PURPOSE, PURPOSE, to the phone number 407-326-0086. And we're going to give you the exact guide to what we say, how do we dress, how do we find them? Everything you need to know in terms of to get your first property, we put it in the ebook. And again, it's called The Pursuit of Purpose and Profit. Text the word PURPOSE to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. I hope you guys are enjoying the information. If you want more information just like this, what you're hearing now, make sure you text the phrase more info and don't put it in the chat. Text it to this phone number. Text more info, that's MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. We're going to give you our complimentary webinar, and then that leads to a complimentary call with me and my team to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show. Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my master class that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. but I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there.
All right, we are back. We are back. So I'm also going to put that information. I think I've seen somebody ask to post that Jacksonville event. So if you text the word chat to the phone number 904-664-6692, that'll give you all the information about price, where it is. If I can remember, I think it's $97. And guys, again, remember, it's super affordable because I'm not charging. This is not like my event. And if you're new to me, you may not get this, but anybody that's under us, you guys are allowed to be affiliates. You can sell our coaching with your affiliate link. You can also throw an event and bring me to the city as your big brother. That's what Tiffany's doing. And what we do is we use your affiliate link so that you also can benefit from that, right? And we'll go deeper into that as times go on. But for right now, if you want to join us in Jacksonville, Florida, text the word chat to 904-664-6692. And I'm going to even put that in the chat one more time. If you guys want to join us in Jacksonville, Florida, I do believe the price is $97. I forget the name of the venue, but it's that real popular place that everybody knows about as soon as you see it in Jacksonville. I can't think of it right this second, but if some of y'all mention it and you say it, I'll know it. Not the Landing. Is it the Shore? It's something, but everybody knows about it. But if you text the word chat, it'll be an automated response that you get that fast. And guys, remember, we give y'all this same system. So I want you to start thinking like, wow, I text this word and got this. Then I enter my information and got this. Guys, y'all get this same. I give y'all this system, and it's called digitalflowsolutions.net. Okay, so last 3 questions in the chat, then I'm gonna get you guys out of here. And for the person that says, how do you become an affiliate? Text the word affiliate again to that same phone number. That's 407-326-0086. I'll put that in the chat. Hold on. So text affiliate to this number because I don't want you to mix up the 904 number. The 904 number is only for the Jacksonville event. But because I got an automated bot that if you text my system, he can answer anything you ask. Prime example. Can 5 of y'all right now text, what is an ILF and how do I get started? Text that to that phone number 407-326-0086. Watch how my automated bot coaches you and explains what it is and then leads you to my webinar. Guys, we give y'all this same system. I'm the only coach in the world, guys, that coach y'all to that level and then give you the system to run it all, even when you're not available. So when you go on vacation, this system will answer your phone, do the assessment, ask the proper questions, and send it back to you for review. Guys, we thought of everything when we thought of our coaching packages. So one more time, man, thank y'all again for allowing me to treat y'all tonight. Thank you for everybody that's even considering buying a package. As I told you, make sure you get at least a $5 group. But if God has already spoken to your heart, don't play with that. Get that collective or that one-on-one coaching. I'll see you on the other side of success. I'm going to finish these last 3 questions, and then I'm going to get y'all out of here. How can we get the affiliate link? I just said that. Miss Margaret said thanks to her question. Oh, there is no question. I did good then. Let me see. Thanks for sharing this opportunity. Is it hard? Oh, here's one. Is it hard to get funding for this business? I'm going to say yes in a way, because most people think when they say that, who is this? Upward Miracle. I'm probably saying that wrong, but Miracle. A lot of people think that there's funding that goes into this, and there's nobody that's going to give you funding for a brand new business you just thought of 2 days ago. But what I will tell you is this, and I wish I knew about this when I first started in terms of business credit and business funding. Like, that's how a lot of my new people get started today. They use the finances to buy the coaching, and they use business credit to fund the business until it gets up and running. That's a real genius way to get into this, y'all, if you understand business credit. So I often tell people, man, get your credit fixed. I'm often in credit repair because I'm always doing stuff that make it go up and down and up and down. So I'm in credit repair right now. In fact, the lady that's fixing my credit, she's going to be a part of our family very soon. I'm going to put her in that $5 group to pour into y'all about how to fix your credit. Whether you want to do it yourself or do you want her to fix it. And believe me, I ain't going to let nobody fix my credit that don't know what they're doing, and I ain't going to offer it to y'all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show y'all my credit score from the beginning of when I started and what it is and where she brought it to, and let you make a decision whether you should get in or not. And the cool part about it is not one of those people that charge $1,000 or $3,000 or $8,000. It's going to be super crazy, stupid affordable that if you don't do it again, you mistreating yourself. Because let me tell y'all a goal of mine this year, because I'm just open and transparent, and Shay ain't here to kind of stop me. One of my goals this year is to get $150,000 3 times from 3 different banks. Let me repeat that so y'all don't get lost. One of my goals is to walk into a bank and walk out with $150,000 in a line of credit. And most banks only want a 680 credit score. Oh, this is good. Guys, I bank right now, and some of y'all don't like this bank. Some of y'all love it. I ain't into the politics of it, but Wells Fargo has a program. It's called No Docs. You need no documentation. You walk in there with a 680, they'll give you a line of credit of $50,000 with a brand new business. If you're in business for 2 years with that same 680, you can get up to $150,000. Lucky for me, I'm already doing business with that bank, which makes me more approvable, if that's a word, easily to be approved. So right now, guess who's aiming for that 700 again? Now, I normally stay around a 720, 715, 705-ish. It's kind of my normal. But when I'm doing real estate and investing and spending money and running credit and cars all over the place, it dips up and down, go to 550, 600, 620. 640 is where I'm at, like kind of right now. I ain't scared to tell y'all, but as soon as it touched that 680, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get it to 700, which is almost there. Probably my next cycle, I'm gonna walk right into that bank. I'm gonna film it, and I'm gonna show y'all. So my goal this year, put praying hands in the chat if you're in agreement with me to get it, and you gonna get it too because you're a part of this movement that we're in. I'm gonna walk into 3 banks this year, and they all gonna give me $150,000, $150K in a line of credit. I don't want their cash. I don't want it in a credit card. I want a line of credit so that I can keep using it. Because what y'all didn't know, we also talk a lot about regular real estate, fixing and flipping and all of that. And that starts from you having good credit. Guys, every business I have, all 8 of them, I didn't have no money. The first business was this, and I borrowed it. The other 7 businesses came from a business credit card, business funding, because I went in with that 700, that 690, that 720. Nothing under 680, I believe in walking into any bank asking for nothing. But you come up with that 690, that 695. Some people say 700. Nah, I done seen it. Give me that 685, that 690. I walk out with the money. So I'm telling y'all this year, get your credit fixed. I'm going to bring our partner to help some of y'all. I'm already in it. I'm going to show y'all my score from the day I got in it to what she brought it to. And I'm going to show it to y'all. It makes sense? So let me see. Yes, Mr. Teresa, call these things that be not as though they were. That's exactly right. So guys, let me get y'all out of here because I'm going to get in trouble too, because even though I went way over and it seems cool, I'm going to get in trouble, y'all, because my accountant, who's also kind of our what's that word? Our what is that spokesman thing? She's real crazy about me going over an hour. They're trying to cut me to 45 minutes, y'all, and it's hard because right now it's been 2 hours and 37 minutes, and some of y'all been here from the beginning. So I appreciate you guys. I wish God's best on your life, your mind, your brain, and your body. That nothing stops you from getting into this. In fact, let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown tonight. God, I thank you for the ability to just share what you've given Shay and I. And Father God, by your Holy Spirit, bring all of this information back to their remembrance and not let them forget it. And God, again, what's real important, give them the mind of Christ and an able body to do what you've already called them to do. Because God, sometimes it's hard to do your will without all the proper resources. So God, thank you that you are the ultimate source and you allow us to be the resource. God, allow us to be the change in our city through this affordable housing and let these people be successful. God, you have no favoritism over people. Just like you love that lady that did this in rats and roaches and made 41 grand a month doing it. God, you love these people too, and you will do it for them. But these people, God, will do it the right way. So God, give us every resource that we need to make this thing happen. And Father God, remove every barrier, every hater, every doubter away from these people that are trying to do what you called them to do. God, you said the poor and needy will always be among us. Thank you for giving us real estate to help these people do your will. God, you are so genius. You allowed generational wealth, real estate, and helping your people and your word to all come together. God, you are genius, and I take no credit. In fact, God, I decrease so that you can increase inside of me. God, increase inside of our coaching. And one more time, God, what you did for Shay and I, do it better for these people. Do exceedingly and abundantly above all they can ever ask or think, according to the power that worketh in them. And Father God, one more time, we'll give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise. And God, one more time, let nothing and no devil in hell stop the dream that you've already given them. God, we believe that procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give us more time for something he's already told us to do. So God, we will not procrastinate today, and we will move at the speed of instruction. And God, we say thank you for what you're going to do in the lives of these people. God, you did it for me already. Make it possible for these people. And God, I'll be ever so careful to give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen, and amen. If you believe that, and you believe that you can do this, type in the chat, amen. And I'm going to let you guys go. And I'll see y'all tomorrow right back here at 7 p.m. Eastern. Family, you guys be great. And we'll see y'all on the other side of success. Be great.
If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these two words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go. Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my masterclass that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there. The first step to getting started with your own independent living facility is texting the phrase more info to 407-326-0086. One more time, if you text the phrase more info to that phone number, we're going to give you an immediate text message. You fill out your name, email address, and phone number, and we're going to send it to you instantly to watch it with you and your family or you and your team. And then if you have questions, we want you to join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel so that we can learn and grow together. But if you think that you want to move forward with one of our coaching products, we'll also speak to you by phone just to make sure that you understand fully what you're getting yourself into. And again, it starts with our webinar. So text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success.
Hey, Derek, I just want to ask, what's the biggest benefit of independent living facility?
Well, in my opinion, the best form of real estate is shared housing. That's why we invented the independent living facility model, because we view it like this. Why get one house and rent to one income, right? A family usually, mom, dad, 3 kids. What the ILF model does, it allows you to take that same 4-bed, 2-bath home and take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. That's the benefit of shared housing.
So what's the secret to being so successful in the ILF housing model?
The biggest secret literally that we have, and it's kind of no secret because we always say it, we keep God first, right? We love people and we love real estate. So we live by this thing that says that we want to please God, right? Because we believe that if you do that, man, everything else can just fall in place. We believe in helping people. And that's something that's actually in the Bible. God says that when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing it unto him. We also believe in being respected by our community while we're doing it. When I first started this, guys, nobody knew me. Today, we're really well known, but not because of how great I am. It's because of the housing program that's changing the lives in the city in which we live in. And then the last part about it, I want you guys to make enough money to feed your family. So one more time, we believe in pleasing God, helping people, being respected by the community, but I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. And you can do that while doing the independent living facility model. So just text more info, just those two words, more info, to 407-326-0086. And that's the first starting point.
David, I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith. And while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time. Yeah, I remember that. But, and you won't believe it, but I actually found the property and it's in one of them HOAs. And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening because that's one of my major rules is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association. Because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here and you can't not sublet, which is the entire model of what we do. Does that make sense? Dennis, would you happen to have like a list of things that, you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility? Like what kind of mistakes that you made? David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events. Well, I'm going to just have to do that then because that sounds like a good starting point to me. And then I'm going to come to y'all Jacksonville 31st event. I need to be live around y'all too. That's fine, David, but can I ask what's up with the hat and the sweat across the neck? Like, what's that all about? Hey, Dennis, I was watching one of your replays on your YouTube channel, over there at Forston Consultants, and you said something about paying us as an affiliate if we refer somebody to y'all and they get the coaching, you will pay me. Like, what does that mean? David, do you listen or understand anything we talk about? And yes, that's true. We'll literally pay you for using your affiliate link that if you drive somebody to us for the coaching and they get it, we pay you 40%. We started that last year. Not sure how long Derek could continue to do that, but David, get in now. Text the word affiliate to 407-326-0086. Fill out the information and you're in. It's that easy. Wow, man. That's a heck of a deal because basically you telling me if I refer somebody to you for your one-on-one coaching, you're going to give me 40% of that. Hey, David, did you know that we were coming to Jacksonville, Florida for another live event teaching the independent living facility model? Yeah, I heard that. I saw a girl posting that in that ILF Academy group that you got. I saw her put a post about it. I just didn't really know that was actually y'all. Yep, that's actually a live event that we're speaking at. Tiffany Richardson, who's actually a super affiliate at Forston Consultants, she planned this whole event. She marketed it. She planned it. And her only job was to bring Shay and I to Jacksonville to talk about it. So she's gathering 30 to 40 to probably 50 people that want to know how to do the independent living facility model. And we're going to bring it to Jacksonville, Florida, January 31st. David, make sure you don't miss it. Well, I'm going to be there and I'm going to bring my girlfriend with me too because I think this is something that we can do together. So Dennis, in your professional opinion, since you trademarked the ILF, which is the best population or probably which is the easiest population to serve when I want to get started with my ILF? Well, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I love the elderly adults and military veterans. They're super independent. They don't usually need much from you. And again, they're just easier. People that are more settled in life, meaning age-wise, they just typically are a little bit easier than your younger crew. So, but I always tell people also, right, choose your population by what your community is dictating. Where I live at in Orlando, Florida, it screams for military veterans and elderly adults, which just so happens to be my favorite.
Have you ever wanted to open your own group home? Were you told that you needed a license from the state? Were you told that you had to hire staff? You were probably told that you had to own the property, right? Let Forston Consultants introduce you to Independent Living Facilities, ILF, which are group homes that do not require a license, staff, and you don't have to own the property. At Forston Consultants, we walk you through the entire process of how to operate your own independent living facility. We don't just give you a bunch of videos to watch on your own, which could get confusing. Here's what you need to do next, in this order. Step number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants for tons of secrets on how to start your own independent living facility. Step 2, sign up for our webinar at forstonconsultants.com to learn more about this great opportunity. Step number 3, purchase our best-selling book, How to Open an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. Step number 4, contact us for your free consultation so you can quit your boring job in the next 90 days.